This is cool. Cut it out, butthole. Whoa. Hey, baby. I'm like pretty tall. Damn it, cut it out. I'm trying to score. Bunghole. Whoa. Hey, how's it going? Hey, no way, Beavis. I saw it first. Damn it. Beavis, I saw it first. Get out of here. Butthead! Hey, Butthead! Oh, no. Butthead, wake up! Butthead! Damn it, Beavis. I was about to score. Yeah, but check it out. It's gone. What? The TV! Oh, yeah. Well, where is it? I don't know. I just woke up and it was gone. And look, the window's broken too.
I'll get $100 for this baby.
Oops. No. Oh, no. Whoa. I think I just figured something out, Beavis. What? This sucks. Yeah, it really sucks.
This is Michelle.
This is Ken.
This is Mike.
And this is Rich.
And this is the Manwich Show. Yeah.
Finally. Man, this cough, dude.
A little bit of a slow start. Yeah, that cough, you know what that's from is from all that.
I think I got COVID again.
No.
That yellow.
No, that you don't cough when you got COVID.
No, that's from that poor air quality that we have from Canada. We just had another weather advisory again this last week.
Yesterday I smelled that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it smells like a constant bonfire.
Oh,
I'm
did
just
you open
glad
this
it
up
doesn't.
yet? Were you about to open it?
No,
You didn't do nothing to it?
I didn't do anything to it.
You didn't do anything to it and it came like this?
Yeah, and it came like that. I swear to God, I never touched it.
All
None
right,
of it.
well, for the viewers, that's another letter from unexpectedly, another letter from Joe Exotic. You want to check it out? You go crack it open. Maybe, I don't know what it is.
I didn't even notice. I just swang by Susie's and picked everything up right away.
Oh, what is it? That's 2 letters, huh?
There's like 2 things. There's a sealed envelope and a...
What is that?
I was talking about it's letting me know that I'm getting a piece of mail. That's probably why it was open.
What?
They didn't seal
That's
it
so
properly.
gay, man. Again, this is from Joe Exotic, everyone.
Yeah.
The Tiger King.
And this is a receipt showing that we got a letter from him. Signed and all right. Let me open this bad boy up. Yeah.
I think it said 1 page was rejected. All incoming general correspondence must be written on front side of paper only. Oh, dude, I know what this is. You know what it was? Because I wrote from front to back these pieces of work.
That's yours?
Yeah, they sent me my letter back.
Oh, wow. Boy, that's a bummer.
That's okay.
An inmate at Racine Correctional Institution. Your account balance is $14.
That's embarrassing.
$2.31. To hear the charges for this
Damn,
call,
that's
press
embarrassing.
2.
No, it's not
To
good.
accept this call, press 5. To refuse this call, all calls
Let's
other
see who
than
this is. I don't
properly
know who this
placed
is.
attorney calls may be
This is our
monitored and
first
recorded.
inmate.
Message 1 2 0 1 1 5 5 5 4 0. Thank you for using IC Solutions. You may begin speaking now.
On Rumble, but audio.
Hello?
What's going on?
Not much. What's going on with you guys?
What's going on, Dave?
Not much.
Not much. Just hanging out over
Not
here
much,
at the
chilling.
home front, doing our thing here on a Saturday night.
Only on Rumble, right? Rumble, you
Just
can,
hanging out.
You can hear us on Rumble, but you can't see.
Awesome.
Yeah, we got a
You can see
little
us here, but can't
technical
hear.
difficulty going on. I think some of it's because of the rain.
And it's still like that?
You know, they say like a lot of our stuff is underground, and Milwaukee is all like swampland, so it makes it like really. A lot of our under fiber stuff is underground is just like shit. Just in a
Okay.
nutshell.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
above
Yeah,
ground,
the sticks is
underground,
more out.
it doesn't matter.
I said on the sticks, it's pretty much up in the air. It's under, on the poles, so it works better.
Somewhat it works a little bit better till one of them poles go down and it just rips everything down in a line. You know, it's just that it's so frustrating because you it's like when you know you're dealing with old technology, it's hard to move forward from that. You
Right,
know,
right.
because
Well,
just
well,
recently too, they
very-
just said they were just dropping about UFOs. They were saying something like people are coming in front of Congress and they're saying they're telling their stories, but it's like really hard to take Congress serious anymore. It's hard to take any of that stuff serious at times.
well, yeah, because they're all corrupt. It's all about all they worry about is how much money we can steal from the taxpayers. So
Yeah, they're just giving it away. They're just giving it away and taxing the shit out of you, and it's wow, that's pretty loud.
Is there any shit made in here?
No,
Made out of shit
there's
too?
3 chips in there. That's why that bag was so damn loud like that.
Dude, it
Holy
echoed.
cow! I
It-
wasn't
it
even hungry
echoed.
till you
It
touched that
echoed.
bag.
Funyuns. They're yummy.
Yeah, but it's pretty sad. Like when you get a bonus of $100 and you see $40 of it because $60 of it is all taxed, and at the end of the year, they have the audacity to tax you on the $100 all over again, and you have to claim everything. So don't bonus.
yeah.
Don't get that
Oh,
gift
yeah.
card. They'll even do it on $20. Like, how many times can they tax one item? We can go over it again and again.
A whole bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like 4 times or something like that. So crazy.
You're taxed when you get your money. When you work, you get taxed. You go to the store, you get taxed. Buy gas, you get taxed. You fart, you get taxed.
Yeah.
No. I'll do an example. It's my favorite example. You get a gift card for just $20 from your job. You're like, hip hip hooray! You licked enough ass. We're gonna give you $20 gift card. So they pay the tax to buy that card, and then when I purchase stuff, I pay taxes. And at the end of the year, I pay an I-99 on that item for my $20 gift card that I got, and I get taxed on it one more time. So it's 3 times that I'm kind of aware of, but it's like how many times, and that's only $20. That's just a $20 haul right there.
Yeah,
They want your birthday money, guys. They want your birthday money. Once this shit goes digital, tons of weird
Well, that's
shit.
the thing. That's the thing. And the IRS wants to get rid of all the cash currency, put everything on a card and a chip, and then if you step out of line a little bit, then they got you. They just shut you off.
Well,
They said, well, you can't behave yourself. We'll just shut you off for a month.
Well, I'll let you in on a little something that I heard. So I heard something like at the end of August or something like that, Amazon is going to get in bed with the government, meaning that
All working.
if you owe any back taxes or any tickets or anything like that, you try to order something on online through Amazon, they're gonna dictate what you can actually buy, and they're gonna let you think that you're gonna buy it just so they can get your money for that back tax or any type of tickets you may own for parking or like any criminal tickets, retribution. It doesn't matter. If somebody sues you and they've been wronged, you can't hide from anything. So, and that puts it to the question, like you see all these people that are on drugs, right? And if they go digital, how do you buy your drugs from your drug dealer digital?
You can't
Like,
change it. to
you
something.
can't.
They got a
So-
card reader.
No, but so are the card reader? Fuck that card reader. Have you met a junkie?
No,
they
but
can't have a
could get
card.
one. They could get one.
From
somehow.
where?
Well, in the future, they're gonna probably have one where they take and they could jailbreak it.
Yeah.
Jailbreak it, and they can do what they want.
Like they
with
do
it.
iPhones.
Yeah, they can do all kinds of technology. Got all those back doors and all those different things
You-
you can do to stuff.
I
Manipulate everything.
I have a real prediction about it.
Let me hear it. Mine's
You
not
want to
real
hear it
enough?
too, my friend online here? You want to hear my friend?
Yeah, let me hear.
Check it out. I think that they're going to have to sell their organs for it.
Holy shit, dude! Wow.
Yeah. You have 2 kidneys. You can give up half your liver. That shit regenerates. You got 2 eyes.
Oh.
You need both of them. Yeah. That list goes on and on. I mean, when you go back to that movie, that Sound of Freedom, that isn't just about slavery. Slavery, a lot of that is organ transplant. You know, these people, they want to live forever. They mean it. They're not playing games. They're willing to take your life for it. It's real.
Yeah. Well, it's like that AI intelligence. Me and my sister talking about this before I got locked up last fall. They were going to, they need so many people to work on them, and everybody else they can get rid of. And the way they're going to do that, they're already starting by these vaccinations for that COVID shit. They're inoculating. They're inoculating us. That way, we're all dead between 60 and 65, and they don't have to pay out any Social Security money that we paid in for years. That they all fucked away.
They inoculated all the doctors, so those are all the people that know everything. And if you really dig into everything and you look at what happened in Canada, they're a little bit they have censorship, but it's not as bad as America. Like, we're really over the top at times. You know, they really had a lot of that stuff that was going on.
You know, did the doctors
of the
really
aftermath.
did the doctors really get inoculated because they had that Zebo?
Well,
And maybe that's what they took.
so how many?
Oh, yeah, it's a certain percentage that they're going to give the people the real
if
shit.
you're a mastermind, you're taking over the world. Are you really going to have a placebo in the mix?
Yep.
No.
Yeah. Because you got to have people that are well. The shit works.
The people are the people
Yeah,
that
just
didn't
like
take
Dad
it.
said, the shit works. They have to have people to be fooled. It works. Like, look, he got the shot. He's fine. Look. Oh, that only happens to some people. What are you talking about? Half that shit ain't even real. It's probably a fake video. You know what they do nowadays. That's how the people talk. You could like me. Look, I could have a followers of millions and everybody just love me. I could say anything. And people believe that shit. You don't have to tell the truth. It's just who's saying it is going to be who's going to believe in it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Well, it's true because I mean, if you look at Fauci, I mean, this guy didn't just show up out of nowhere. He's been around since the 80s. Like, I remember him during the AIDS
They
epidemic.
dusted his ass off.
I remember him saying like all that, like you can share body fluids and just like he was saying, like during COVID you could eat ass and it was okay. I was like, it's so weird. Like, why would you do that?
You said you could eat someone's butt?
Yeah.
But then in California, they had a news thing on there.
Yeah, they were getting monkeypox after that. So
No more eating Doompas. Getting the COVID from the
we're gonna
anal
keep that
crack.
shit back on the down low. The
Yeah,
rest
get off
of
of that thing, man. Ouch.
society, we ain't doing that. That's weird. It tastes like shit.
Shit, if you want to go back even further in that
Well,
COVID
that's why
stuff.
it's your ass.
Shit, hey, talking about that, they were swabbing them young kids' buttholes with them swabs.
All calls other than properly placed attorney calls
Yeah.
may be monitored and recorded.
You know they did that
China.
to those. You heard about China swabbing our diplomats' buttholes with those swabs, right? Yeah, and they would blow up really big. So when it come out, it'd be like, I didn't do that good. It'd be really loud.
Yeah, like, woo.
It just really be a real popper. Like, who thinks of such shit? Like, who does
Dave,
that?
hold on. So Dave, because I actually had like 3 conversations with Dave during the week before we were going to do the show. And Dave, you were all fired. You were all fired up about that whole. How about I'm gonna let you say it. You were all fired up. So the stuff that we were talking about, go right ahead, man.
Yep. Okay. Well, see, I got out in 2016. I'm an ex-sex offender. I haven't violated since 2005. Things are going good. The only thing he says when I asked to go to places is I couldn't go to the movies to a child's movie. And I said, yeah, that's fine. I get it. So in 2019, they had this Dina Faust and Hanger Enterprises get involved because I was getting to know a woman, which they knew about, and I went up to get her approved, which is absolutely ridiculous. 2 grown adults can't even have consensual sex without your agent's approval. Well, that's a bunch of bullshit. So we took her up there. There's only 3 things they have to verify: her age, make sure they know everything about your crime, and make sure she has all her faculties. You don't want to be, I don't want to be screwing a retard or someone who's mentally challenged. I shouldn't really say retard. Mentally challenged or not, And of course, then they said, well, we can't make that decision. We're going to roll you in this group with Dina Faust, and then we'll let the treatment provider decide. And from 2019 to let's put it this way: between June of 2019 to March 2020, there's always 12 to 14 people in that group. She rolled that group over 4 times. I get it. Some people just can't. You basically have to rehabilitate yourself. If you want to keep doing stupid shit, they'll find a place for you in prison. And some of these guys, they get caught doing stupid shit. Well, then they decided to put me on these polygraph tests. Did 4 of them, passed 1. This last one I had, the question was, did you ever have child porn in your whole adult life? My answer was no. They said, well, this lie detector test says you have, and you have to pay $200 for this, by the way. $300. I don't know why the taxpayers, the state, don't pay for it. We have to pay a $100 registry and $300 for each one of these polygraphs. Excuse me. And then they, we're going to put you in jail because we don't believe it. You got to have it somewhere. All right, go for it. But the only way you're going to find it is someone hacked in my phone and put it on there. I'm not a techie guy. Anyway, they did their 2.5-week investigation, and they didn't find nothing. And, of course, since they didn't let you date, 2 different times I brought women up there that they knew I was texting and trying to get to know better and this and that. They just decided to say no. They won't let you buy a house. They want to go look at it. In Clark County, you can't be anywhere in town. I don't know about other counties. I'm just talking about what I know. And you can't be in town. Okay, I didn't want to be in town anyhow. Grew up in the country my whole life. I worked on a farm store. I went to prison the first time. Then I got out. I went into manufacturing. They wouldn't even go look at them. I got approved for a $160,000 house before the bank blew up. Before the inflation blew up, and now you can't buy nothing for that, and they won't let you put your life back together. But then when you're in a group, she says, "Well, you guys are living with your family members. You guys are living with your mom or dad or any kind of family relation. You guys need to get on your own." Well, which one is it? Do you want us to get on our own? You don't approve nothing. And then on the other hand, when you do get it approved, or you don't approve nothing, then when we keep asking and asking, they say, well, it takes 5 weeks to fill out the paperwork. So I said, where's this paperwork that takes 5 weeks? I asked for it a couple of times. They wouldn't bring it out. How come it takes 5 weeks to fill out an address, go out to look at the place, make sure ain't no schools around, schools and nurseries and child daycare, only got to be 2,000 to 2,500 feet. Hell, I'm on the sticks. Don't have to worry about that. And they just won't do it. And no one makes them do their job. Because the administrative judge, the county judge that sentences you, the agent, the treatment provider, they're all metaphorically in bed together. You're set up to keep coming back. That's the way it is. And I don't understand And regardless of what I do, it's not right. So how can I be out for 6 years, have a couple missteps, and the missteps was this: had child porn, never could find any, still have my paperwork. I was on this dating website. Did register it with S.O.T, which is the Sex Offender Registry Program, and they had approval from my agent. I was supposedly on this TikTok shit, what you need a username and a password. I never was. How can you be if you didn't log in? How can you say I was on there? Anybody knows anything about apps? You need a username and a password. And
so what?
Hold
on. They wouldn't for TikTok. Are you saying like they wouldn't let you be on like YouTube then, or?
Right. You can be on them if you get an agent's approval, which anyone who's an ex-sex offender or no sex offenders, they won't let us be on any of that. So then we're forced to go on these apps for dating site to talk to women, and I was
calls
guilty
other
of
than
that.
properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded.
And I was guilty of Steam cards and Xbox cards because I paid $315 or $320 for a hookup, which I never did follow through with. So when I get out at 46, I'm supposed to stay celibate for the rest of my life? So they give you two choices. They either make you reoffend, which I ain't going to do, because I have to live with.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah,
that's all on me.
That's messed up.
They keep you
that's
in
all on me.
That circle jerk. You know, it almost makes you feel. Yeah, you're right. They definitely set you up for failure because they see you. They see you as a victim too. Like, even when you're trying to do right and you're like, okay, you fuck it, you whatever. You're gonna start off with a clean slate. There is no slate. There's nothing clean. There's nothing to go. There could be nobody for fucking miles. You could be at the middle of the North Pole. It doesn't even matter. No one's gonna look at it. No one cares. It's like, so how are you gonna? So how are things gonna change? How would that change happen? You know, you have somebody where you're literally asking for everything but use the bathroom. Okay, and you're following the rules and you're doing everything they're asking, and it's just like, dude, come on now. You're doing your part, but they're not doing their part. You know?
Right.
That's their job. That was their whole point of them doing what they're supposed to do. And you know, I see a lot of that. And it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's so disgusting. You know, and who's gonna be your voice? We're gonna be your voice.
And then the thing that really pisses me off is I remember back and I heard in the news for a couple of months on, and when I used to work third shift, I drive home and listen to the news, and every one of us that I heard always come down to get child porn, and a few of them they did catch, and a few of them had to go back to court. The majority of them they didn't catch, but they still put them in prison for that fucking child porn. If you don't have it, how the fuck can you put? It's like I gave you a fake $100 bill, but yet you don't even have $100 on you. Tell me explain to me how this makes sense. It doesn't make any sense. They do whatever they want. So what's the matter?
Well, you know what? You know what? Too, it is like a vicious cycle because a lot of these people that are in charge are actual convicts that haven't been caught yet. They haven't been caught. They've been exposed, but no one's doing anything about it. They write books about it. They do TV shows about it. And they're in charge of what you're doing, so they make you're the perfect scapegoat. Because you don't have like a Rothschild type.
Make your life a living hell. Ooh, that got really noisy.
That got real noisy. But just because you're not,
Dave, those COs aren't doing their job on that unit, are they?
Shut the hell up back there.
Wow, what's going on?
I'm about to put somebody in the hole. Shit.
You know what? It really is about. It isn't what you know. It's who you know. Yep. It's who you know. Because look at that guy.
Right.
Look at that guy that was.
1 minute remaining.
Oh, just really quick. So that serial killer.
Hey Dave, get back in line. We're going to keep talking to you.
Keep talking.
Oh yeah.
We got
I will.
Personality.
I will.
Yeah, but that.
I will.
But that guy.
I sign all my letters always wrong from now on. My sister's getting mad. You're always wrong. Stop signing them always wrong.
Hey, Dave, we're going to cut the call short. Get back in line, all right? We're going to take your call again, all right?
All right.
All right, brother.
You bet.
A lot of stuff you're saying, though, it's you have constitutional rights no matter what you are.
Damn, man, my phone just fucking froze up, man.
Yeah. So the people are getting out of jail, like, no matter what their crime is, if they're really trying to be on the right path, and you should want to help them.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff that he was talking about.
And that stops it from.
Well, a lot of people think they're a criminal and they're going to do it again
you
and
do
again
it
and again.
and
They're
again and
doing
again.
something else and they went there.
Give them the
and
benefit of the doubt. And
there's people that are redeemable and there's people that are not.
It doesn't even have to be a sexual assault, and you end up in that same situation, like taking a piss in the alley.
Yeah, and I walk by and say,
it shit can escalate real fast, real quick in any situation.
A hot tub with your girlfriend. She's 17 and you're 18. And they come by, and you're getting trouble.
You know what, Dad?
What you do?
What it comes down to is what I always say: your name is on a list, and it's stuck there forever. All right. Let me put it in perspective. Let's say, I have a car, and I let my 12-year-old nephew drive that car, right? And now forever and ever, when the cop runs those plates, because it runs automatically, they don't do anything. The computer picks up your license plate number and runs it automatically. You're flagged. So now you're a flagged license plate. That's why they pick up a lot of these people super fast. So your shit is on a list. Now you're flagged. Now, no, whoever is driving, it doesn't matter if it's a 12-year-old kid or old woman. They're going to pull that car over and see who's all in that car, because now they want to know. Now you're a suspect. Now you're vulnerable because you have your name on a list, and that's how that works. And it follows you. It really does. And they say your juvenile record doesn't follow you. I'm gonna cry right now. Bullshit. It does. That shit fucking follows you. You may not pay it monetarily, but you pay it mentally, and you pay it like later on with almost, I have to say, with your blood, because they know you. They know your name.
Hey, can you shut that curtain over there? Because we look like a couple of ghosts. We're so white right now.
Hey.
No, you're going to have to shut it. That one right there, the one closest to you.
Don't fall down.
So I'll leave off where what Michelle was saying. So by the people and for the people.
Is that
there?
FUBU
That'll
where?
work. That'll work.
I don't remember that.
So, damn, dude, we had another phone call and I couldn't even pick it up because this crummy phone froze up on me.
You got it fixed, though, eh?
No.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you get it fixed, because I'll tell you something. America has been hacked.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere I go, my computer at home is slow. My phone at home is slow. I go to work, and it is slower than molasses. I am not getting my instant gratification that I used to get like 4 years ago. Like, I seriously, ever since Biden came into office and he was talking about having to buy new bandwidth, everything has gone to the gutter. Our food, our supply, our fucking job market, people's minds, it's all toilet. I'm on a total rant tonight. Sorry about that.
We should have selected. I put funny, weird in podcast. We should have done news and trending news.
I didn't know it was gonna come out that strong. Like, oh my god, it's just like,
damn, dude. If we get that guy Dave back though, he's got some spunk. He's got some spunk, man. Yo, I'm 46 years old. What do you expect me to be? Celibate for the rest of my life? Or?
That's that new guy
that's still
about?
young.
That's
like,
the new, Did you recognize him before? You've been talking
no,
to Dave before we.
We're talking to what's his face for a while there.
Who, Alabama?
Alabama.
Nah, he sounds like Alabama to you.
yeah.
In a way,
I'm sorry. I apologize. You got that pissed off look on your face. Yeah, like you insult. Like I'm
Don't
insulting
make me come across.
He's a new guy. Dave's a new guy.
Yeah.
Oh wow, he came out. He came out like a.
He come out a lot of shit,
familiar
and
friend.
that
Came out like a hurricane.
all that stuff. They had that here. They had that here. You couldn't live where you wanted to live. They had everything sectioned off that you had to live in the suburbs. You couldn't go to the suburbs now.
Okay, that's fine. If you want to section it off, that's fine. But at least let the people that are serious about doing it in those sections and following the rules and all that stuff, then play the game too.
Yeah, but that guy
don't
got
do it all
shot down
half-assed
in
like
the
that. Yeah, he got
court.
shot down right away.
Right, they shut it
Right out
down.
the
You can't
gate.
do that. You can't sit there and eliminate people from a community. And that was in social studies, 7th grade social studies. It said it in there. The government gets too big, it's going to take control of the people. And
I've heard clips
start
of
segregating people.
I've heard clips from Ronald Reagan where he talks about Big Brother, that he said, I want smaller government and something bigger. But he said when you flip it around, you got bigger government. But now the government's in my pocket, but you see it's like in your home, like people that are on food share and state insurance and all this, they're at the helm now of a controlling factor. Because you end up surrendering rights. People could think, well, what rights? Well, the more you end up being dependent on the government, the more the government can have say in your household.
Yeah, to control you.
Yep, and people are like,
I didn't do
anything
that is?
wrong.
You know what that is? That is a form of fucking communism.
Mm-hmm.
That is a form of communism.
Yeah,
when
it's called
you're,
liberalism. That's a liberal. That's what
Yeah,
liberal is.
it's
Communism.
when they
Changed their name to liberal.
Yeah, they're hiding behind another different. They just changed the word and
It's like
and just said it was like this is what it's going to be now.
Took a long time for them
Yeah.
to get all those commies in there, though, into the Democratic part. Because some of them look at.
Well, when
They
you
try to censor their own Congress there. What's his name there? Kennedy, right? Trying to censor him. He's a Democrat. The Democrats try to censor him.
he's an outlier. He's an
Yeah.
outlier. He's really hard to listen to when he talks because
you
of
got that noise.
because of his
His
speech
inflection.
pattern. Because of his speech pattern.
Would he
And
have
you-
like cancer or something, or he used to be a smoker or what?
You know what? For a moment, I thought he would. I thought it was from childhood vaccinations, but actually, I don't know what it's from. I never really looked deep into it because
he's not the guy to look for in the future for the Democratic Party. He's campaigning off of his dad and his uncle's legacy. That's all that comes down to.
They got 370 some more on Trump.
You know
They're
what?
going to bring in, and they're going to wait this, and then they're going to bring the other, and bring the other, and bring the other, and bring the other. It's so stupid.
You're talking about how many? What's that numbers related to?
His indictments.
His
Like
indictments.
he's
Oh,
collecting.
You got 37 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that he's collecting an infinity gauntlet of those. Yeah, he's.
It's like every time you turn around, holy shit, this guy's been doing. He's a criminal fucking mastermind. This
and
guy,
you know what?
holy fuck, he's doing all this shit all this time, and no one knows nothing until just now. Wow, it's totally crazy, man.
But in the meantime, what's really going on is the Biden criminal family, the two Bidens, the son and the dad are splitting up $10 million between the two. We're gonna get the big guy $5 million, whatever. It's just like we all just gotta sit here and watch this stupid shit. It's like, oh my god, how much more? How much more can you take?
More.
It's like every time, just so everybody knows, every time your city loses a lawsuit, the taxpayers are the ones that pay that money.
But it just printed currency, so no one's really paying it.
Because it's not backed by gold. Because it's not by gold.
Money.
Yeah, then they're going to do it digital because it's all going to be fed on emotion.
Yeah,
It's
God
emotional
bless
money.
the Queen.
Huh?
So if everything,
if
it's all digital, then what? They could still just make money up.
Yeah, they could do whatever they want because then it would be a social credit. We won't no longer think of it as a money term like how me and you think about it. The next generation. That's why they don't want them to have math. 2 + 2 = 4. Who gives a fuck about that?
Yeah.
When you're doing
When you got
social
your
credits
car
off
or your
emotion, you know what my number is? My number is 5 because I hurt too many feelings in life. I can't be a 10. I hurt too many people's feelings with my opinion, with my free thinking.
That's what they're talking about social credit. That if you ain't got enough social credit and I go to live with you, your social
Brings
credit
down.
goes down, brings your
Yeah. I'm not going to have
just
shit
like
too.
Blackmere.
And
Yeah,
if
you better
can't
not
find a
bring no
place-
3 around here.
If you can't find a place,
We're all
you're
tens.
just a roamer. You just no place to go.
You know, I got
nothing to eat. You gotta steal to eat.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I just have to say is that, no one's going to come save you. You have to be strong. You have to save yourself. You got to start with yourself. You got to start, and then with your family, and then the people around you. That's the way it's got to be. They talk about it. Charity starts at home. That's how that works. You got, and even put it another way. If you were on an airplane, you want to save everybody. How are you going to save everybody if you don't save yourself first? You got to put that mask on first. You got to do it. And just think, maybe if somebody's seeing you put your mask on, they'll be smart enough to be like, oh, fuck, maybe I should put my mask on.
That's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, okay.
Maybe it'll catch on.
What are they doing now? Crying? I'm crying too.
Yeah. maybe they'll mirror some of that smartness.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you can always hope for that. You just start doing smart
Usually
things.
when people
do
see
smart things
do
all the
something,
time.
They'll gravitate to them things.
Well,
they see you in a line, they want to know why you're in a line.
Look at that's how important it is to do smart things all the time. If you do smart things all the time, other people will see it, they'll mirror it, and they'll be smart too. Look at that. Boom. I solved the world's problem.
I used to hum. No, I hum.
Goofy, hey.
Is he a dog?
He's a dog person.
He's a dog person.
He's like, a chimera.
Is he related to like Pluto?
No, fuck that. He's a chimera. He's one of those where they put
chimera?
That. Yeah, chimera.
Same thing, right? Chimera.
Yeah, chimera.
Like tomato, tomato.
Yeah.
Guatemala.
The people in the know what I'm saying. I have to say it wrong because that's the way it is.
I'll say it all different kinds of ways.
But you know what I'm saying.
Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Drink that monster. I thought you were going to drink no more of that.
Oh, my kidneys were crying for more.
It's like you want it.
And yeah, pep in my step. I used to depend on Starbucks coffee, but now it's just like all 100% chemical. Like when you would go there, and you would get that feeling of like everybody would greet you at the door. Yay! Look at you, come get your coffee, and it was all happy-go-lucky. And just what I've noticed that everybody has like these super loud colors that it's so fucking bright. I just woke up in the morning, and I'm so sorry. I just want a cup of coffee. I don't need the drama show or the visual insights. I just hand me my shit so I can go and make it cheap. I want it to be $1.05 with tax.
Yeah, my coffee tastes good with lots of caffeine in it. So my ass is ready to go. Full fucking pedal to the metal.
Well, they charge you $5 for a small thing of
like,
100% chemical.
You buy yourself
with
like a little thing of coffee in a coffee pot.
With polluted water. I'm getting a cup of sludge. I get better. I get off better on the monster with the 666 on it than the cup of sludge. It's only some of people in there, not all of it.
Some chemical flavors, a bunch of chemical flavors.
Yeah. Well, no, it says there's natural additives.
What's
in
the
there.
Natural flavors in there?
Well, it's the chemicals.
I don't know, but I tasted
it's the vitamin
B. I don't recognize anything really.
It's children's aspirin.
It kind of tastes like crushed up Pez in a way.
Yeah, if you have kidney problems, you shouldn't have like
Receptine or something.
Aspartame in it. Aspartame?
No.
Yeah, that's addictive stuff.
Yeah.
You eat the whole pack.
Serenitine, something like that. It's got a TINE on the end of it.
Sounds like that when you said.
And it said that interfere with my kidneys and liver.
Well, in all reality, there's a lot of things out there that people don't know they should have. Like people that are diabetic or people that have kidney problems, they should never take any type of liquid type like NyQuil type of not aspirin, but like any medication like that. You can read the back of it. It says it right on the back of it. So what do you take if you have diabetes or like kidney problems?
Cranberry juice, non-sugar.
You have to go to the pharmaceuticals basically. There's only like a few. I can't remember which ones, but the ones like my husband takes are like if and when he ever has to, it's like never NyQuil or Tussin or anything liquid, or it has to be like super duper.
Why is this?
Well, because of like if you have kidney issues, because he has non-fatty kidney liver or non-fatty liver disease, which actually can happen to anybody. It's not an alcoholic thing. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. That's what it is.
But the alcohol brings it on.
No, it doesn't. It can happen to anybody. It can actually. They call it the silent killer.
You drink a lot of alcohol, and all of a sudden, your liver starts to get pain.
Okay, well, anytime you do liquor, anytime you do anything you're not supposed to, it does it to you. You can eat a whole bunch of hot dogs and it'll kill you.
I used to drink a whole lot. I had no liver problems. I just had to take a piss a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what I drink.
State problem.
But they call that the silent. No. In all reality, they call that the silent killer because it can happen to skinny people, even like me. Really? It doesn't matter. I think a lot of it has to do with diet. You know, I've been looking a lot into the 3M poisoning and how they actually poisoned the world. You guys know that? Like every one of us have the forever chemical in us.
Oh yeah.
The non-forever
That's why I can't drink the water.
Well, non-stick.
I gotta go by over there by Mike Megan's, and drink the water over there because you get the artesian well water.
It doesn't matter. Teflon's in everything.
It's been from my toilet all this time.
This has nothing to do with the bay. It has nothing to do with the rivers. When you hit an artesian well, you're about 1,000 feet down. 900 to 1,000 feet down, you hit bedrock. When you're into bedrock, all them bedrock filters everything. I know the water you can't eliminate.
That's all good that you're doing that now, but that doesn't matter. Back in the 80s when everybody was buying that Teflon shit, and you guys were cooking our eggs and our bacon with that, you were giving it
doesn't stick
to us.
Yeah,
you were poisoning us on accident, and yourself too.
I didn't have
poisoned us.
Teflon.
Oh, you didn't have no Teflon.
No,
you totally
had cast
went
iron.
100% to this day.
Yeah, cast iron.
Well, I go to his house. He's got a whole, he has one little tiny cast iron one.
That's all you need.
And he has all the non-stick ones. He's got all those other ones. Come on.
So, Dad,
in your house, non-stick pan king. He's got a whole bunch. Yeah, it is. All of them are like that.
No, but wait.
Every single one of them are.
Check it out. I learned it's not just on your pots and pans. It's in your clothes.
Oh.
They put that on a coating on pills.
Oh, nice.
They put it like on the paint, on tape.
Oh.
They put it on fucking everything. I couldn't believe anything that has a gloss to it.
It helps it be glossy.
Yeah, because so it's the rain or anything wet, anything that can't get wet has Teflon on it, basically. So if you drop something on it and the water just dribbles off the side and it's not glass, it's Teflon, baby.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You might as well lick it. Doesn't matter now. We're all fucked.
And people do that. I would.
They lick doorknobs. I have heard about that.
Yeah, lick a doorknob, huh?
Yeah, I'll pass. Everybody got silent.
Like, what are you talking about? Lick a doorknob. What are you talking about? I ate bugs off the windows.
I ate them when
the
I
red
was
ants off
riding
the window.
on a Harley. I ate them.
Oh, yeah.
Getting me caught in your teeth, you know. You always had that to brush with you when you get off the Harley. You got to brush them. It doesn't have to be hard. It could be.
You could be in a boat in the middle of the lake and just smile real big. You better hope those people who drive fast on the boat. They'd be like,
yeah, not all those bugs are like down at this level. Some of them are actually kind of high in the sky.
Yeah.
It's weird because one day I was like flying my little airplane around and I went through like a whole bunch of these little gnat bugs. I could see them in the sky and I drove through them by accident because somebody got mad at me because I was flying my airplane, my little small one, over at this new little place I was at. And a bunch of these barn swallows started following me around. And the person was like, I was terrorizing the birds.
That eagle was.
Them birds were chasing me.
That hawk was.
Look at the
better.
video. They're chasing me, man. Broken heart,
Man.
broken heart, people.
I think of birds and.
Did you see them with the hawk?
Shit, I should have shot them. Go back there with make another video with the BB gun, and then I'll be like, here, look at me now. They're chasing it. Oh, bang.
You know, not all
Bye.
birds bleed.
They
you know
don't.
that, right? Yeah, no, not
The
all of them
robot
bleed.
one, huh?
Don't get me started on that.
I'll
But they
find a
like
robot one.
no, they're just like like pigeons and chickens and stuff bleed, but some of the smaller ones don't, like starlings. they don't bleed. It's like so weird. You look into the starlings, how they reproduce is, they will find a nest that another bird had laid eggs in, and they will knock the eggs out of the nest, and they will lay their eggs there. And this bird, they don't know they're fucking eggs, so they're laying on it, and then
It sounds like the cuckoo bird.
well, almost, yeah. And yeah, they'll take care of their young, and they'll
there's
act
probably
like
a lot
it's
of birds
their
that do that, huh?
yeah, but they're the most
Fuckers.
invasive because they're like rabbits. They lay like
lazy
5
assholes
eggs.
is what they
Yeah,
are.
they're lazy
Like, "Hey,
assholes.
you're taking
They'll
my
lay like
kid is my boy. Yeah.
the fuckers will lay like 5 eggs compared to the other bird that only lays 2.
We're always gonna be like the Jeffersons. I told ya. That's your
Look
parents.
out. Hell no, dude, that's crazy.
Oh, fine. It's like the baby's way bigger than the parents. Look at my boy.
Big old
He's
fucking
big.
big old fucking dodo bird.
That's my daddy. He likes to give me kisses. Daddy. I
Man.
like being a bird. I think people should start really identifying as birds because birds have sweet music, you know, and some of them they tweet and stuff. And if people want to be cats, and,
No,
I don't know,
no.
it could be
You
kind
want
of annoying.
you want to hear something crazy?
Nobody wants
I
to be a
wouldn't.
cat. No, be a bird. They can fly.
I would
too.
be afraid what kind of bird somebody would tell me they want to be.
Dude, one of them, the ones that eat other birds.
You know what's crazy?
I've seen it. I've seen
So-
it happen.
So
The bird gobbled up the other bird right there, a pigeon. It was one of them, a seagull, not a seagull, but the other one. Damn, what the hell is that one with the big? Can't remember what the hell.
Okay.
I can't remember what the hell
you know
this
what?
is called.
I
man.
got a scary bird.
Pelican.
Pelican, dude, sucked up that animal, man. That pigeon said,
Oh yeah, those fuckers got big mouths. So I think one of the scariest birds. I think it's because of the symbolism behind it, and it's not an owl. It's
Bald
not an
eagle?
owl. It's do you know what bird that was on Jeffrey Epstein's temples on his island? You know what birds that were up there?
that was. Hold on a second. What wasn't
I'll
it?
let-
One of them.
I will let you come on.
Hold on.
You
hold
know
on.
the name of it?
Almost got it, dude. It's a hawk, right?
No.
No.
It's a cockatoo, and you want to know
man,
why?
I messed up.
Because a cockatoo is the only bird in the bird kingdom that will sexually molest every single one of their young before they leave the nest.
Oh, we got a call from a live caller.
A live one.
That's loud.
Hey, you gotta
Live
answer
call.
that, man. Boy, that was louder than shit, man.
Hello, this is the Manwich channel. This is Michelle. You're
Hi,
alive.
Michelle. This is Megan.
Hey, Megan.
Look, how do you get back in this tablet thing? 5694. Look, I wanted to chime in on that whole thing you guys were talking about earlier. Am I live with you guys now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're live with us right now.
Well, you're not here, but you're live. But you're
I-
not, you're not
yeah, I
Your
know.
phone.
You're
I got
live
3
and you're
seconds away
live.
on this tablet.
Hi, Mike.
Hi.
You can always correct. Turn that off because I get feedback.
Hi, Richie.
You can always correct yourself. Even though you've eaten bad things in the past, you can try to do better going forward.
Yes. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You could do better. Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't say eat Taco Bell and McDonald's and open up cans of food and eat a whole bunch of processed stuff. Still try to do as natural as you can. You know, don't rush to the finish line. Take your time. Definitely. Definitely.
That's why you gotta plant your own fruits.
I came off pretty strong. Hey, you're all fucked. We're fucked.
Vegetables.
Oh, I watched that documentary
Yeah,
and I
but
felt like
no
I
one
was
was touching
fucked.
No, I wanted to make sure you guys' phone was working. So I was like, hold on, usually the phone's going all crazy here.
Yeah, the phone's working.
Yeah,
Hello.
it's doing its thing now. Good shit.
I took some aspirin, so I'm feeling a little better now. Thank you, Rich.
No problem.
You got me sick.
Anytime.
Dang, I told him
Your
that.
germs
I
are all
told
over
him
the
that. He
place.
said, fuck you to me. He said, fuck you, leave then. Fuck you, leave then.
And it wasn't that nice.
No, he didn't say it like that. He said, and I said,
I would
Sound
hope
like
he.
Biden.
yeah.
No, I
Couple
think
of
he.
Bidens
I think he
arguing.
used his Hulk voice when he did it. Talking to me.
He's like, fuck this fucking shit.
It's okay, Richie.
So I had the opportunity to go to a funeral today for my mom's cousin, 54 years old, and his daughter read a very nice poem that made me think. So I'm going to read it to you guys.
Yes, read it.
It's called The Dash. It's called The Dash. I read of a man who stood to speak at a funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on the tombstone from beginning to the end. He noted that the first came the date of birth, and spoke of the following dates with tears. But he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. First, the dash represents all the time they spent alive on earth, and now only those who love them know what the little line is worth. For it matters not how much we owe, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love, how we spend our dash. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, remembering that the special dash might only last a little while. So when your eulogy is being read with your life's actions to rehash, would you only be proud of the things they say about you, about how you lived with your dash?
You know what, that actually goes a lot into what I always say is a lot of what you get into life is what you put into it. If you're not putting in anything into it, why are you expecting so much? How is that even possible that you would even think something like that would be like a sane thing, like a sane thought? I don't know. I'm not saying live your life in the fast lane and do all, but I'm just saying, like, you know, with the people around you, you should give them 100%. Give them that 100.
Yeah, if you know them, fucking talk to them. Quit being fucking lazy and shit. Got, like, especially if you have like a huge ass family. You got that big huge family, and you try to communicate, and then you get nothing out of it. It's like, you know.
You know, I don't take any of that personal
I
because
took it as make your dash representable. What is your dash to represent of you? Like, dang, that was, you know, they did this, they did that, they, you know, this person served for his country, whatever we're not, you know.
Or they were a good family member, or they were a leader in their family, or they were, you know, they made good decisions, or they were somebody that somebody looked up to. Even if it was, you know, just doesn't have to be like hundreds of people or a bunch or anything like that, just a few. Because a lot of families nowadays are small. American family is small. Most people only have like 2 kids tops. To have 3 kids or more, it's like having a tribe. People look at you when I say how many kids I have, and I don't even have that many. I only have 3, and they're like, "Oh my god, you have so many." But it's like, dude, seriously, it's only fucking 3.
The dash is for 2. The dash is for 2, and that dash then is separated to others in that you carry in your life, and they carry in your life.
So how many does a semicolon have?
2. It's got 1 eye though.
See you.
Did that sound like a Biden?
Yeah, they put a bunch of like bewildering stuff in there to make me feel I wasn't sure what you were saying.
The dash that I use is for quickness.
For quickness.
Oh, and I am watching the comments on YouTube. And there was only one comment, and they got off right away when I started commenting.
What is it?
He said, what did he say when your first caller was on there and he said no humanity? I don't know what he meant by that. It's like, call in. Call
humanity. No humanity.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, 'cause people
Either
don't
for
give a shit.
him
They don't-
or
people don't give a shit about
I don't
each
know
other
what
like
I don't know what he
that.
meant by it.
When someone sees you slip and fall, do they grab out their camera and grab a picture instead of giving you a helping hand? It's like, what the fuck, man? Did you see me? I just fucking fell down.
You know
dickhead.
what? I know. True
You're taking my
story.
picture, I'm crying.
What's his name so we could put him on blast?
No, no.
What's his name? Who is he? Who is he? Where is she?
Billy something.
He's just a number. He's already ready for the mark. Everybody, people, society's being prepped for the mark of the beast, man. Just go put your card right on the thing, and watch it just scan your money away. All it has to do is go in underneath your skin now.
Yep.
You could actually take that thing out right now and glue it to your finger.
You know, all these new Bibles, even the New King James, which that's one that you got, but that's why it's got its good purposes. But the old King James is the only Bible that says "in," not on your forehead or on your hand. It says "in your forehead" or "in your right hand." It specifically states right hand. So that's something to think about, guys.
Well, it isn't just the Bible that they're changing like that. It's other things too, like the dictionary. They change the words all the time.
Well,
like they
no,
can't even
no,
tell
they-
you what a
well,
woman
well.
is and all kinds of stuff. Like they can't because
Well,
they change it
What
to
is a
their
man?
narrative.
You're going to ask what is a woman. Now you have to ask what is a man.
Well,
What is a man? And what is a lesbian? And so on.
those don't count.
We have to have the explanation like everything for everything else. You have to give me everything. I asked for it. I identify as the person you have to give me all the answers
Let
to.
me hang up now.
Okay, bye-bye, caller.
I'll call back if I need to. Bye.
Meow.
We'll take teamer. You take the cheek. You take the left cheek. I'll take the right. So it looks like it's gonna be a slow night.
Yes, little Saturday night.
Well, do we
from-
get-
Alabama was
from
supposed
those
to call
calls.
back.
Alabama probably got mad. See, tonight when we're doing Night Dreams, Manwich Talk Radio After Dark.
Brought to you by Leon's Ice Cream.
Right now, this cold's got me thinking, like, yeah,
Tylenol.
right now, Alabama didn't pick up the phone because he was upset. He was mad that he didn't get to talk.
No talking. Oh, yeah.
He's never going to get back on the phone now. It's all your fault.
Then that's on him, then, man.
It's on you. You did it. You messed up.
Nah, give him an outlet. He gets an outlet. He can get to talk, to hang out with people. Because other than hanging out with us here in this makeshift studio, he's just watching TV.
You know what?
What's up?
You know what I gotta say is that just that chance of being able to like connect with that outside world, I think it's pretty big.
You know, it's a bummer the way it is, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
if it was a
exactly.
perfect world.
Hey, man, it's
If
worse
it was
than
a
it was
perfect
before.
world, no. If it was a perfect world, we'd all be assholes. Okay.
I'm an asshole now. I'm turning into an asshole now because of the world. It used to be better before. It's getting shittier. You're supposed to be happy.
Oh, I'm not going to
I'm
join.
gonna be
I'm not
normal.
going to join
I'm gonna
that
feel
train.
the same way as I did before.
Oh, yeah, I'm not joining
Yeah,
that train.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
And then I go on and on and on.
Mm-mm.
What's going on? What you got? You pulled up some. You're the
No,
newsman.
that's
Playing with your phone. I thought you were
Bluetooth.
digging up some
I
dirt.
adjusted from
Dude,
here.
you're not going to talk about any of those videos I sent you earlier today? Did you even watch any of those?
Yes, I did. And I ain't got that dude ain't got no hands or something. Whatever it was.
It was the Island Boy thing.
Well, it seems like the news has been quiet this last week. I heard something about like Russia was gonna seek revenge for that Crimea bridge that happened. The incident with the bomb. It's that's good though. You know what? I heard people talking there like, well, if there weren't bad stuff on the news, nobody would watch it because you'd be like, oh look, man, all these people, people got help today.
Oh my God. Okay, so as soon as I get as soon as I get in, I start thinking about Ukraine and stuff. I feel like I turn into a fearmonger because I do know about stuff like that. Like I do know that Putin or the West or whoever wants to take the blame or blame the other person because no one's taking credit for it, but they burn down all the grain in America to Russia. Even though you're at war, you have to honor giving us grain. We want the grain, and now there's no grain. But to add on to that misery of the potential of like another possible like Thanksgiving without bread, another, like holy shit, like we all love bread. We all love bread. But the truckers on Monday, I was reading on the Daily Mail, their companies are no longer going to start capping. They just capped off their pension. That's it. They're not going to get anything more. This is it. And some of these guys have put in like 30 years of their life. And now they're not going to see a pension for this. They're not going to see.
It's capped, though. So they're still going to have. It's
capped, but they still expect them to do more and then receive even less. Even less. So it isn't like a full pension they'll be getting.
No, it's just they got a cap. They're not going to get.
So whatever this guy, okay, then maybe I should look into it more because whatever it was, he was in there for 30 years and they were talking about it being capped and he was saying that's it for his pension. So it would have to be capped at a lesser pay. Because no one would actually lose their shit like that. And the talk is that any trucker company that is in the union, they're all going to strike at the same time on Monday. And we'll see on Monday how that works out.
I'll be Mike right now. So you talking to Diana?
Just kidding.
I sort of wasn't. So, hey, yeah, man. So without inmates.
But, it's pretty scary because if you think about the food shortage and you think about in the bricks wanting to go to gold. And
it's the end
you're going to say
of the
that
world.
It's really going to be there. And then we have nukes pointing in our direction and we're pointing for NATO. And we have the CERN machines just running all over. And if people think that there's just one that's in Switzerland borderlining France, they're wrong.
About what? A nuke?
No, about CERN.
Oh.
About there only being one of those things around. Because just for shits and giggles, I was like, oh, what about New York? And there was one in Brookhaven. Then there's one in San Francisco Bay. And from there, I just stopped because I was like, I wonder if there's one in Pennsylvania under Kingston. Because in all the places that seem to be super fucked up on the planet, these things are there. And I no longer can say I believe in coincidence because when all the I don't have to be a detective. I don't have to go to a lawyer school or have fucking PhDs to see a truth when it's staring at me. Like, dude, that's fucking weird. Look at that. It's weird. I go back, I watch that stuff. I'm like, makes me feel weird.
Opening up portals to hell.
Yeah, and then
opening up the portals.
Well, and they do all these witchcraft shaman dances beforehand, and it's just like.
You ever heard of Jack Parson?
No, who's that?
JPL Laboratories. Jack Parson He he was a student of Aleister Crowley.
There's a name I'm familiar with.
He used to do rituals to summon demons, and they believe that there's a group of people out there that believe that he opened up a portal and it just stayed open, and that's where like a lot of this stuff like UFOs and aliens that all happened after the fact. And when he died, he couldn't close. You know, he was the only one that could close it.
When did this happen? Was it like after
Before
the 1900s?
Roswell.
Before Roswell? Okay.
But you do have the incident where somebody saw a bunch of aircraft, like 7 of them, remember? And I think that was before Roswell. I don't know, there's been a lot of stories out there, a lot of stuff, you know, in paintings, in Renaissance paintings of UFOs in the sky. Alexander the Great, when he went to go conquer a land, these ships were swooping down on them, him and his men.
Well, yeah, I did hear like in the
I really don't like believe the whole JP. Well, he probably was opening up portals though, because John Todd talked about his sister, who was big into witchcraft, as he was as a warlock or a druid priest, and she would summon demons, and people from afar, they looked and they said, "Oh, look, UFOs," but really it was her below where all this activity was taking place, and it was her summoning up these unclean spirits.
Oh, figures come in all different.
You got Foo Fighters,
ways.
and Foo Fighters weren't solid objects; they were orbs of light.
Yeah, you know what? When I first heard Foo Fighters and stuff like that, I was always taught, or I should say, under the impression that they were suicidal flight people that would just like
Kamikazes.
Yeah, kamikaze. That's the way it was presented. The two were the same as one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, more
These
lies.
guys just walked right off the set. They're fired. About time.
They got replaced.
Hello, you have a prepaid call from
Richard Harris,
an inmate at Oshkosh Correctional Institution. Your account balance, all calls other than properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded.
Man.
Message 120
I coughed on that one, too.
1155540. Thank you for using IC Solutions. You may begin speaking now.
Hey, how you guys doing?
What's going on? Is this your first time calling in tonight, Rich?
Yeah, no, I tried calling earlier.
Yeah, man. We had a problem with the phone line. Go ahead, man. Rock out.
Well, first of all, how y'all doing?
We're doing. It's hot outside. It's the middle of summer. It's the middle of summer still.
Well, I got a letter. I got an update for you guys. I thought maybe you guys might like to hear.
Oh, yeah.
So, if anybody wants to know, this is Richard Harris, and I'm at Oshkosh Correctional, and I'm trying to prove that I'm innocent. I'm dealing with an ineffective assistance of counsel. So, I just received a letter from my attorney. Her name is Lisa Goldman out of Madison, and trust me, I do want you guys to have this lady's phone number. Her phone number is 608-630-9700. She writes me a letter, and she says in it that it's my responsibility to investigate any and all things to give her the probable cause to be able to file paperwork for me. She goes on to say, she said my mother had certain information, which I don't understand what that means. She goes on to say that I've filed multiple Office of Lawyer Regulation complaints against her, in which she's tried to withdraw herself, which that's not true. I actually filed the complaints and I asked her to withdraw. Then she goes on to say that I do not like you, Mr. Harrison. She goes, you're arrogant, you're emotionally charged, you're argumentative.
Dude, you're in prison. Of course you're going to be emotionally charged. You're in prison. What do they expect you to be? Quiet?
Yeah, she goes on to say, I know you do not like me, and I certainly do not like you.
No, I don't even like her, man. I haven't even talked to the lady, dude.
Yeah, she goes, I've asked you multiple times to fire me and hire somebody of your choosing, but you have refused. These are her exact words. No, I'm not ad-libbing or nothing like that. I'm reading you from the actual letter that I just got that was dated July 11th, 2023. She goes on, it's a pretty lengthy thing, to reiterate comments and statements that I've had with her over the whole thing. And what I was trying to tell her is that one of my alleged eyewitnesses to this whole crime, he was in Mexico at the time. And she's like, well, how do you want me to prove this? I'm like, well, it's pretty simple. You just go online. He's online bragging about how he's never missed going to Mexico since 2005 or something like that. So if he's never missed, then that means he wasn't, he's been obviously, like I said, in Mexico at the time of the crime. When he got on the stand, he said he categorically saw me, then you categorically lied. It's either you were there or you weren't, which he was there. So because he didn't see me, so there's that. But then she goes on to explain to me that it's my responsibility to remember my license number. So I can remember my Social Security number. I don't know how many of your viewers can actually, without looking at their license, tell me every single number that's on it. I remembered mine was like, the first four numbers was like H625. And she says, no, it's my responsibility to get that for her so that way she can look up certain things. And I'm like, that's...
Dude, you're in prison, man. Like, I know I'm not telling you for the viewers to hear. For somebody that has at least half a brain, I don't want to be rude, but man, like, you're in prison.
She's out
How
there.
does she expect
you're
you
not being rude.
It's like I'm gonna take a break right now. I'll be right back. While I'm at it, I'm gonna probably go to Walmart, so I don't have to buy stuff from the canteen here. Like, you're stuck. You can't go nowhere. You can't go nowhere.
Right.
You're limited. You're extremely limited. You're like you're basically running on like 3% of what you could do.
Yeah, she basically asserts that my sister was in a coma during the time also, and these people forged her name on a contract that I tried, that I showed her was a forged document. So in the beginning, she wouldn't even acknowledge that there was any kind of forgery. She said there's only one contract. So I dug out the contract that she sent me and sent her the second contract that shows the two simultaneously signed, totally different, not the same things, and obviously you can see the signatures are all different on them, and neither one of them are mine. They're totally forged. And I said, these two are forged documents. The real one's missing. I said, why would my sister, wake up out of a coma, go sign something and go right back and, get a tube shoved down her throat and all this other stuff and go right back into a coma? I mean, that's just the most insane thing to say. It's the most insane thing to think. And she's like, well, how do we prove this? What? She is in a coma at the hospital. How hard is that? I mean, she didn't sign it. And it's like, there's all these things going on. And, that's why I've been trying to, get across to the viewers and everything like that. I'm categorically interested. No, there's no issues there. I know I am. But I don't have an attorney that will come forward and try to do anything for me, and it's like, I don't get it, On a different side note, though, Richard, I actually would talk to the reporter. So, he's going to, just because he's still going to try to do the story, his name is Eric, and he said, if people really are trying to support me and really want to, give a shout out to him, say, to give his number out. So I don't know if that's okay with you or not, but I would like
dude,
to.
you don't never have to ask, man. Go right ahead. Do it. Give the number out.
Well, his name is Eric. He's a reporter for a big newspaper, or a big nightly news or whatever stuff. And it's 847-400-4431. And, he just wants people to call in and be like, hey, are you going to help Richard, or, we support Richard, or anything that you feel you want to say about me, whether it's good or bad, it doesn't matter, The other thing was that he wanted other people to, to call on was the governor. The governor needs to know that there are people out there that are listening. So he said to give that number out too. So it's 608-266-1212. And it's like the secretarial number for the Governor Evers, and be like, hey, why are you allowing a guy who's innocent to sit in prison? Why are you allowing for this to even take place? And the other one, he told me I should probably give out, which I don't have the number, but I have the name. The head of the appellate division's name, her name is Katie R. York. And if you can get a hold of the people that if anybody really cares, enough to really try to dig through all this, get the phone number for the appellate division out of Madison and ask to speak to Katie R. York, or fill her voicemail up, with why are you allowing this attorney to do this to Mr. Harrison? Because technically I could have been released on 4/17/2023 if this attorney had just filed the motion and said, hey, look, You know, there's no the evidence here points that you guys knew he was innocent. You know these people are lying, and you know 100% that he didn't get no fair trial whatsoever. And this attorney that they gave me now is all but, you know, basically telling me, you know, hey, I don't really give a shit. You know, I don't like you. I don't like you. I'm not trying to do anything for you. I never wanted this case. And I'm stuck between a rock and a legal hard place because obviously I don't have money. I don't know any attorneys out there that are willing to just step in and just file a motion to protect the record of, you know, all this evidence
All
that's
calls
already
other
came
than
in.
properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded.
You know, I'm dealing with some really good people, you know, that have been trying to help me, but, you know, everybody's can only do so much, and I get that. So,
well, that's what the hey. That's what that internet's for, bro.
Yeah.
Like this platform, for instance, being on the internet, dude. You know, and
right.
Everybody plays on their phone, man. Everybody basically walks around with their phone taped to their face.
Yeah.
No, I 100% agree with that.
There's also a lot of people out there that want to be like the super sleuth keyboard detective. You know what I mean? To solve crimes and, you know, those moves. There's a bunch of people out there that do that.
But I would love for them to come and help because mine's a no-brainer.
Who are these people? I know they're out there. I know it's not mythical. Yeah. I know those people are out there.
You just have to have the right bait.
Yeah, you know, it's just that I'm unwilling to do the, you know, Kim Kardashian because I'm not willing to sell anybody's soul to be right.
Right.
And you gotta do it the right way, even though I, you know, got fucked over to begin with.
Where did he come
from?
Two wrongs don't make a right.
Well, there's always the My Pillow guy too. Supposedly says that people can reach out to him, you know, and ask to see if he wants to help other people. But I don't really have anybody that's gonna take the time to do these things, you know. And I always say this, you know, whether a person agrees with a person's outlook or not, you know, help is help.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not politically charged. You know, whoever you voted for has zero to do with whether I'm innocent or not. You know, I'm innocent, and I'm trying to prove that. As far as, you know, all that other stuff is just like, we can just leave that out for right now. I don't want to argue that.
Mike could write to the My Pillow guy for you. This guy right to my right.
Why?
Well, yeah,
I mean, maybe I'll give you a set of those free sheets or something. I don't know.
You could write to the My Pillow guy for Richard Harrison because, you know, Mike Lindell.
Mike Lindell.
Yeah, man.
He's a Christian, man. He's a
Christian. You just said it. Yeah.
He's a real dude, man.
Yeah, he's
He
awesome.
has his own story to where he came from and how he came from drugs and stuff like that.
I have his book and I've read.
Well, we're not insinuating Richard came from drugs, but yeah.
I know.
Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you guys about. I found an author in Milwaukee who said he might publish my book.
Oh yeah, what's the guy's name, man? What's his publishing company?
So You Think You Can Write. I guess it's online somewhere. It's a gentleman here who's published 20 books said he's used them, and he showed me some of them, you know, and he has, and he showed me like a little brochure that he had, and I was pretty impressed. I was just like, oh, I didn't know anything about this guy, so I friended him on my tablet, and then he actually accepted, and he sent me a thing. So we're waiting to try to set up a schedule because I guess he's got a lot going on, and I think that was pretty good. Considering, I was working on my artwork.
For my co-host here, when you think about everything that Richard's doing, man, the man puts out. I know you said like you put out 30 envelopes a week, but let's just say it got to the point. Let's say even if you put out 10 envelopes a week, that's a lot of envelopes. Gets a lot of different people you're writing to, and probably like rewriting the same way. But then he's in there and he's helping people with their emotions. Like that guy Tom Glass and Racine, like he's charging people for money, and he's in Richard's situation. And here you got this guy. You got Richard. Hold on, you got Richard, and he's helping people in prison while he's in prison to help them for free, doing motions that they could get so that they may get some time or whatever back, right? And now and then he's writing a book, and he's in prison. He's writing a book, and he's dealing with this appeal attorney who doesn't want to help him. That is not making any effort. And think of all this weight that's on his shoulders, And he just keeps moving. He keeps moving. He keeps pushing forward. You know, talk about character, man. You know.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of strength and a lot of emotional, and gumption is the only thing that comes to mind. That's just gonna make you.
It helps when we have people like you guys who say nice things about me and pray for me once in a while. You know, it gives me emotional strength. I'll give you that.
Yeah, you know, though it's quite your story is quite a story. I mean,
all calls other than properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded.
You had double digit charges, and all of them drop.
Oh, he almost had double digit. He was one off, but 9, and he gets 8 overturned out of 9. That's a lot, dude.
Yeah,
just to get one is like
just to keep one.
Sasquatch sightings.
Yeah.
You ain't even lying. I was just talking to a gentleman today who was going down the wrong path on his charges, and I overheard it from another table, and I had to come over and say, "Man, excuse me, is it okay if I sit here?" And I was overheard what you said. You're definitely going the wrong way. I said they're gonna deny your emotion on these grounds. And he at first, was argumentative because a lot of people here we call it playing city with yourself. You're just convoluted with all this information. You think it's correct, and so I went and got the legal paperwork for myself, brought it back down, showed him exactly. I said, hey, listen, this is called tainted fruit. Your whole case is tainted fruit if they didn't have a warrant, this and that. And he's like, oh, that's not what this such and such said. And I said, listen, it doesn't matter what a lot of these appellate attorneys they tell you what they want to hear to get that little quick check and get rid of you. If you file correctly under this law, then you can get rid of that. It's just a motion to stop that. And he was like, well, why didn't they tell me this? That's the whole point.
It's designed to be against you. Like you just said, that checking that box. What they do is once they check that box and they're done with, you got guys that are going to be sitting in prison for 30 years because that box was checked. Yeah, and then they go, and then they go and they do pro se. And you got people that put together great arguments, great arguments and nice motions, and the judge will just dismiss it because it's pro se. But you take that same motion, and you have a attorney that's got a state bar ID, and it'll be heard, and the motion might be granted. I've heard it where the motion was granted just based on that alone, because then now the judge is like, "Oh, it's outside. It's somebody. You got somebody that's not behind the bars. It's on the other side of the bars. It's got some kind of weight, They're just not they're not taking people seriously in prison when they're doing their motions. They're not. And so that's where it's like, and then you want these attorneys like you're talking about $50,000, and then the guy's like, "Well, I'll do 25." Greedy attorneys, man. Everybody's taking a piece out of you guys in there. Everybody's taking a piece out of you guys like it's blood in the water, and they're sharks. And you even got the phone companies charging people. I mean, it's making and charging.
Everything is
consumers. Yeah. You guys are consumers in there. Your family members are consumers in there as well. Now somebody could say, "Well, you put yourself in there," but it's like all this you can't. And then you only make 25. You can make only like 25 cents an hour. You're making pennies in there, and canteen is ridiculous. They're going up. How much is ramen noodles now? How much are ramen noodles now?
60 cents.
60 cents. When I was there, they were 25 cents, right?
When I got locked up, it was 18 cents.
Go to a county jail, and ramen noodles are $1 in a county jail.
You know what? It's almost like it's almost like human trafficking. And when they go to digital,
it is.
When they go to digital, and there's no more money, and you need to get what you need, and you can't make ends meet. How do you get your social credits then? What are you going to sell? You're going to sell your hair?
Yep.
You're going to sell a kidney? Yep. What are you going to sell? What are you going to sell to get ahead? Like, I can't help but think that.
Well, anyhow, prison for profits.
Yeah, 100% for profits.
Everything here is.
Well, that's
got
what
a
I'm
guard
getting to,
that
because eventually the prisoners are going to run out of money and their families are going to run out of money, and there's always organs out there, and not everybody in prison
you
can
just
get a
took it
hold of
all.
Yeah.
You want it to be that way, don't you? And they're like, hey, I got a special delivery here. We got your stuff. You got my stuff. Hold on.
Dang.
Oh,
we went to a conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy facts, because like when you see the underlying factor of what motivates it, you can't rip your eyes off of it. It's like you just see it everywhere. It's like, oh my God, for real. And that's what it's like when the blinders are ripped off and the veil's been lifted to that next level. It's like, oh my God. Yeah, that's great. Some of this stuff is good, but like, there's more. There's more. There's always more.
All calls other than properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded.
So
what I was gonna say, I found somebody. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was saying we just launched a new platform today. Well, we just launched being on a new platform today. It's very popular, by the way, and we put together a piece with you from your first call on the podcast. So hopefully,
I appreciate that,
dude. It's like it's called TikTok, all right. But the thing is, like you get, dude. There's people. It's 1 minute videos, man. People all the time they're on their phone. Like you wouldn't believe it, man. Like you got people that walk in manholes because they're playing on their phone, or they get hit by a car and die, or they fall off a cliff because they're just walking and touching their phone.
They're driving and like doing that shit.
But the point is, though, the whole thing about the GoFundMe and that, like you giving that shout out for that was that 1 minute clip. So, and then hopefully, like this today with this episode, making another one and putting it out there, and hopefully the Lord will send you a blessing, bro.
1 minute remaining.
Yeah, definitely.
I need it.
Dude, get back in line. Bro, get back. Hey,
before the fan,
no, you get back in. No, I'm talking for you.
He's got to say something important.
Rich, get back in line, man. We love to get you back on the phone, bro.
For sure.
I'm sorry for the bro, but I got a cold right now.
You guys say, what is
no,
it?
that's cool. I wanted to tell you guys this. There's an attorney out there. His name is Rudy Cole out of Baraboo. That's who I was kind of hoping I could try to get some people to contact for me. He's an appellate division attorney that some people are saying he's good, but I've got no way to communicate with him. So I'll try to get back in line. God bless you for everything you guys have done, and I hope I can talk to you again tonight.
All right, man. The lines are open.
Yeah.
Yep,
We're
thank
ready
you.
to rock and roll.
Let's
go. You're welcome.
Okay, you guys.
All right. Talk to you again.
Talk to you again.
You know, he was talking about sending all them envelopes. I was going to say something to him.
He says like 30. He says like 30 envelopes, or he said
a
30
day,
envelopes.
a week. I mean,
no, a week.
A week. Where does he get his money for his stamps? Or does he got one of the machines there?
I'm not asking.
That's expensive. That's expensive shit, man. Stamps are like 48 cents now.
Dude, there's nothing cheap. You used to be able to rely on eggs and bread, a little bit of milk and some Kool-Aid. It's all expensive. It's all garbage. It's all contaminated. It's all GMO. It's all.
That's why when we were younger, we were a lot healthier. Everybody was healthy. Uh-oh.
Incoming phone call.
Ooh.
From Oshkosh. No, from
Hello,
Racine.
you have a prepaid call from. Hello, you have a prepaid call from
Thomas Allen.
an inmate at all calls other than properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded. Message 12011555540. Thank you for using IC Solutions. You may begin speaking now.
Hey, this is the Manwich Show.
Hey, what's up?
What you up to?
We fall backwards.
Not much. Just trying to call y'all for the last hour and 45 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You got
I
us.
did call at 6:05, but then I had to call back, and that's when it started. It took me an hour and 45 minutes just to call y'all back.
We're sorry, man. We had some technical difficulties over here on this end. Things were getting really wild.
Yeah, it rained a little bit. It rained a little bit here, and anytime we get any type of wet weather shit gets weird.
Yeah, man. Like stuff works like
It
crap.
gets windy and it gets weird.
Yeah,
And
it's
smoke
windy.
from Canada.
Yeah, then it gets
shit
weird.
gets weird.
Everything.
Every day
It's very unstable here.
it's very unstable.
That means they're lying.
Stop giving away information.
I'm making those are excuses, man. You gotta always make sure.
Save those for the new
You-
callers. The operation was down. The building was.
Hey, you got something on there?
Oh, dude. Well, no.
yeah,
we got
no,
Alabama
we're
on the
good.
phone now.
Yep.
So.
Alabama's rocking it. So when does your team play again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they already played.
That's it.
We got 3 weeks until preseason NFL. We got
winter's coming.
we got 5 weeks until college football starts and the real NFL starts.
Real NFL. You
The
know
real
what?
NFL. That's how they should say it from now on. The real NFL. They gotta make it better. Real NFL.
Yeah, I mean,
Brought to you by
the
A lot of guys
quarterback.
love the draft
We got
and
we got Love as quarterback.
Ooh, really? I think I was looking for the card. I think I know where it is.
Yeah, he's a quarterback. He ain't bad. He's not bad. He really.
Got his rookie card. That's your phone. Who is that?
It's
Who could it be?
who can it be?
Mm.
Obviously, they're not.
copyright.
Obviously, it's somebody not watching. What's up with that? I should see who it is and put them on blast.
How come you're not watching?
Yeah. See, what is it?
You know, I really don't even like Funyuns anymore. They don't taste good.
Can you believe it?
When epic experiences.
What was it?
Guess. It was my mother.
Really?
Just kidding. No, yeah, for real. It's my mom.
Your mom? I said, hey, your mom gave me a birthday present.
Yeah, I have yours.
That's pretty cool, man. What she gave me. You know.
What'd she give you?
She gave me them fish, them glass fish.
Oh.
Wow, that's really cool, man.
There's one fish, and then the other little section has 3.
Wow. That's some cool stuff.
I
man.
think she's
Happy
trying to get
birthday.
back with me.
Happy birthday.
Did you hear this, Alabama? My mom and dad have been like divorced for like 48 years, and my dad, he's got a chance now. You hear this?
Got a chance now?
He's got a chance.
Always got a chance.
That's what he
good.
thinks. He thinks he's got a chance.
I ain't thinking nothing.
He's a new man.
That was a metaphor.
Said my mom can't run away now after that hip
I'm going to make
surgery.
sure that she watches this episode now. She's going to love it.
Yeah.
Oh, but for real and the real deal, Mike wants to know what you had for dinner today.
Yeah, what did you have for supper?
Who, me?
Yeah.
He likes that. He likes like cafeteria food.
I just want to hear what I used to eat a lot over. I used to eat at the hospital instead of the
We had,
fat when I was in the
we had
military.
Sloppy Joe.
Sloppy Joe.
Yeah, we had Sloppy Joe. I had a double
Did you think
serving
about?
of Sloppy Joe.
Did you think about the president when you were eating that sloppy
Dude,
Joe?
when you have a sloppy Joe, you should rename it to a Manwich. You had a Manwich.
Yeah, that's what I had. I had Manwich.
Yeah. And it was good.
That's excellent. That's some good
You-
stuff.
you
I
only
got some
get
sandwich
one?
at home. I'm gonna make some of that tomorrow.
You only get one manwich, or can you have 2 of them?
That's to be manwiches.
I had
That
a double
sounded good.
serving because somebody gave me their whole tray.
Oh wow!
So I had my tray plus her tray.
Oh, that is so cool.
Oh, that's all right. Get somebody else to
I
trade.
used to love that in the morning.
You knew him then, right?
Do I know?
Yeah, you knew the guy that gave you the trade.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
I always give him my fruit, all the fruit that we get. I always give him. He's an older guy to me. He's an older Mexican dude to me.
Mhm.
And then he gives me shots of coffee for his fruit. For the fruit that I give him, he gives me shots of coffee for it.
A good old fashioned barter system.
Oh yeah, hell yeah,
Works.
man.
Oh, I sell my desserts all the time for shots of
Give me
coffee.
some stuff. I'll give you this. You don't want to be greedy.
I don't care. I haven't ate a dessert in fucking like 3 years.
What?
Because I give all my desserts away for damn
Oh man, you gotta have one
coffee.
dessert.
I'd rather have caffeine than a 2-minute sweet damn shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would rather have caffeine than diabetes too.
Yeah. Coffee's good.
And you know what?
Coffee.
You only get it black, right? They don't give you any cream or sugar with that, right?
Yeah, I'm used to the black coffee.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of
really
people in here that take
They do. It grows
a lot
hair
of
in your
people in
chest.
That's what I always.
There's a lot of people
was
in
told.
here.
I was told all kinds of things grow hair on your chest. A girl make hair on your chest. All kinds of different stuff.
That's not true. That's not true.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a lot of people in
I've
here
been
that take
drinking coffee
psych
for
meds.
70-some years.
You got a little bit of hair on his arms.
And I ain't got,
He don't got
and I
none on
never
his
have my
chest at all. I've never seen any hair there. Yeah, those are all myths.
I drink a lot of black coffee.
Myth and legends.
Mm-hmm.
B.
They have a lot of people in here take psych meds or sleeping pills and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Medication all the damn time, every fucking day. They eat that shit, man.
Maximus.
Yeah.
Me, all I need is coffee.
Yeah,
All I need is coffee.
yeah, they be popping that stuff in there like candy.
Oh man.
It's slaves to the pharmaceuticals factory for sure.
I gotta go to sleep.
Did you hear that Pfizer got
Hit by a
a
tornado?
tornado got
Yeah.
it, tore it all down, and they were so sad they're not going to be able to make vaccinations and stuff anymore out of that factory. It's so sad.
And that was like 20%. That was 20% toward the hospitals. 20% of the vaccines and shit that they give to hospitals and stuff.
You know what my first thought was like, I wonder how many lives were saved.
There's a lot of coincidences if you think about it. Remember that one mural they had of that one guy?
George Floyd.
And that guy hit struck with the lightning.
Yeah,
George
it
Floyd.
wasn't just struck, it was obliterated.
Yeah.
It
Same
was-
thing with the stones there.
Yep, with the
guide
stones. With the Georgia Guidestones.
Yeah, and then
And
now, but it's a tornado.
a tornado.
Though, but like,
And
it's
did
just
you
like
see the
these-
pictures for it? Did you see the pictures of the Pfizer company on the news? Yeah, it was.
Took a direct hit.
Yeah, it was like the tornado only landed on that plant, and nothing else was really touched around it. Just the plant, flattened.
It was a F. It was a F3.
It went
It
three
was
miles.
It was like 3 or 4 football field length. 3 or 4 football field widths wide. Pretty big.
Wow,
It
that's
still
huge.
it
That's
still
a
looked
huge
like
one.
all it did was hit that one plant and touch nothing else.
Would that be?
Like it
Would that
looked
be an
suspect.
F5? Is that what that's called? Remember that movie
Oh yeah.
from a long time ago?
It had Helen Hunt in it or some shit like that, right?
Yeah, it had Helen Hunt. It had the chick from
All calls other than
Lost
properly
Boys?
placed attorney calls
Star?
may be monitored and recorded.
that chick that played Star.
Yeah, and they were tornado
in-
chasers. They were.
Yeah, what was that movie called?
Whether-
Twister. It's called
yeah.
Twister. They're coming out with the new movie,
Bill
Twister.
Tillman in it. Bill something.
Bill Paxton.
Ooh, yeah,
He
Bill
passed
Paxton.
away,
Those
though,
rat
so-
bastards.
So in the movie, the new one that they're coming out with, hopefully that's gonna be really cool. I don't know. They mess up a lot of movies nowadays. They fuck them up. They fuck all the movies up when you get excited for a movie and then Indiana Jones and it's
Anytime
like,
it's a sequel, you know it's gonna suck.
Yeah, but all the a lot of those Indiana Jones were awesome.
That one that just
There's a whole
Indiana
bunch
Jones
up until the
no.
Last Crusade, and then
Yeah,
all of a sudden,
this
it's a
was
little
old.
funky after that. But I could handle the Skull ones because I was
You know
entertained.
what's wrong with that? They had a lot of woke in it, and then they had that lady.
Horseface.
Yeah, and she.
I'm sorry, that's
it
not
just,
her name.
It just.
Kate Blanchett.
Hey, Kate Blanchett, I'm sorry.
I think that's the one.
You can call me
She
bald
looks
head.
pretty fucking horsey.
Bald head. Yeah.
You can call people whatever they want. Yeah.
You can use your freedom to speak.
Guess what? My Atlanta Braves are
I'm
playing
glad
the
I have
damn
your
Brewers
permission, Papa.
on TV.
What was that with the Brewers?
My Atlanta Braves are playing the Brewers on TV right now on Fox 6.
Who's winning?
Fox 32 or Fox 6.
Well, you can't have a phone in your room, huh?
That's crazy, man.
Do you know who's
Well,
winning?
I only watch Atlanta Braves when they go into the damn World Series. I don't watch the regular season games, but I'll watch this one. And when I get off the phone, I'm gonna finish watching the rest of this.
Who is
they're playing
winning?
the Brewers.
Yeah, the Brewers, they got real good pitchers.
Let me see.
You gotta do
Damn,
the
I can't read
grapevine
that
thing.
damn score.
You gotta do the grapevine thing. You say, hey, Bob. And he's like, hey, what? Hey, ask Vinny.
You know, I saw the Braves when they were called the Milwaukee Braves.
Oh, wow.
It was open stadium.
That was the old one.
Yeah,
In the old
I remember that.
back in the '60s.
The Milwaukee.
I met Hank Aaron when I was a kid. He came down our driveway. We lived in the country and we had about a quarter-mile driveway, and he walked all the way down that driveway, and for a drink of water, and we gave him a drink of water, and he said he was hitchhiking to Milwaukee to pay for a tryout with the Milwaukee Brewers, Braves, and my mom packed him a lunch and off he went. And then a few years ago, we were mentioned on TV about a family that he ran across, and the lady gave him a big
I
lunch.
watched the interview.
The kids all were just amazing, you know.
Yeah, that was really awesome, man. You know,
and they had the coldest water you want to drink out of a well. It was a pump.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's cool. You still got that glass?
We had a hobo that used to come every year, and Grandma would pack him a lunch, give him breakfast, and pack him a lunch, and off we go.
Alabama still there?
That's when some people cared.
Yes.
Yeah, he's still here. Talk about the
What's up, Alabama?
Braves and stuff.
What's up?
What's up, punk? You want to fight me? You want to
The hell you
take
doing,
me
bro?
on, man?
Also take on the
I'm
that.
sick right now, man.
It's about time I hear your damn voice.
I know.
You
he's
missed me. I
missing
know you missed me, man.
I don't ever hear your damn voice on Saturdays. I rarely ever hear your voice on Saturday, man.
Oh yeah,
What's going on,
lets
man?
us do all the talking. We're so excited.
Yeah.
We want to do all the
Work
talking.
them up. These are my workhorses. My
He's cracking
talk
the
to
whip.
them.
I don't like these working
It
conditions.
hurts.
I quit.
Generate
What's
converse.
that number?
Generate converse.
Too hot in here. Sweatshop. Fucking sweatshop. in
Well,
here,
Mike
man.
said sweatshop.
Generate controversy.
I gotta say
He said
250 words per damn program here, otherwise he gets mad.
Was that just Oshkosh that was calling, or was there
Yeah, it
like
was
any other
Oshkosh
prison?
twice.
Yeah.
Right.
Oshkosh.
Hey, if Oshkosh calls again, we're gonna take that phone call, right, Alabama?
I wonder who that is.
Because I'm trying to get. I think that if somebody from Oshkosh prison calls again, we're gonna take that phone call because that could be Brandon Dassey. That could actually have been Brandon Dassey right now. Like I said, I'm sick, man. I'm just sick. Like I'm so.
His voice is only limited.
No,
I'll be his voice.
That was bootylicious.
He's about to smile.
Yeah, you were gonna smile, but the bread's in the way.
Man.
We think we're funny tonight.
Oh no, I'm gonna laugh at myself. I don't care. I actually have tears underneath these glasses.
Stop. Yeah.
Oh man. I found
They
this.
got damn Michael Myers movie on the institution, one of the institution movies.
Ooh.
They changed the damn movies
Which
today
one?
4 times.
The
Okay.
newest one? The newest Michael Myers?
This
someone's
Michael
calling.
Myers one is
Hey, we're gonna call you.
I don't know,
Hey,
I
get
really
back in
haven't
line,
seen the
Alabama.
movie.
We're gonna let you go. All right.
Boop, boop.
Remember, I told you I would let you know.
Love you.
All right.
See, you did it again, man.
Oh, it's freezing up. Unfreeze.
Technical difficulties.
You fucking phone you. I punch you.
Does that make
Hello, you have a prepaid
phony?
call. All calls other than properly placed
Watch the
attorney
hang up.
calls may be
Accept
monitored
it.
and recorded. Message 1
Dude,
2
just hung up on
0
us, dude.
1 1 5
This has been the worst. This is the second. This is the worst episode.
Thank you for using IC Solutions.
So upset,
you may begin speaking now.
I'm having a good
Hello,
time.
this is Manwich Show.
Hi, this is Manwich. Who are we speaking to?
This is Chad. I'm here at Oshkosh Correctional here alongside Richard Harrison.
What's going on, brother?
I just wanted to call up and give some character on this gentleman I met. Had the fortunate blessing to meet, actually. He's one of those individuals that you come across in life that the rare ability to see things for what they are, and they're honest factor, and generally tries to help you when you have a situation you can't handle yourself.
Yeah, that's really fortunate for you to find someone like that.
Yeah, somebody that's going to give you a hand up.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
You know, that hand up and that helping hand, that means a lot.
Well, let's ask you this question. Like, has Richard been doing like anything for you in reference to like motions or? I know us knowing him here, you know, from where we're at, he he does motions for other inmates to help them get time accredited. So,
my situation doesn't call for that part of his abilities, but I do spend quite a bit of time with him when I'm not working, and I do see what he does for other individuals. And he speaks very frank, and he has a vast knowledge of the legal system, which is actually you don't come across very often. And he speaks on a level that you don't really acquire from certain individuals that you come across in, unfortunately in DOC. One of the, let me see, how can I speak on this man? I actually met the man through a philosophical conversation I was having with a native here. And he was just sitting there observing, and then I kind of jumped in on a couple points. And that's what he stuck out with me, on some higher enlightenment, higher planes of thinking. And then I kind of struck up a conversation with him, and we've been pretty close ever since then. And the time he told me about his situation, and it's very unfortunate what he's been through, and the way the court systems have put him through the ringer, actually. Unbelievable.
Can we ask you a question? Would you mind? Usually when guys call, they'll give their name, their DOC number, and just they'll tell a little bit about themselves, maybe their situation. Is that something that you'd be interested in doing?
I'll give a name out there. My name's William, and I had an unfortunate situation of lifestyle of alcohol and drugs, and me helping somebody acquire certain illegal materials unfortunately ended with the man's life being terminated, and I fortunately was on the tail end of that delivery, so I took full responsibility for my actions. I spent a lot of years, thousands of hours of research and training and education to myself to leave that lifestyle behind, because it is a constant battle. Addiction is not something you get rid of right away, so when you are responsible for distinguishing another light in this world, it is a heavy toll and burden to carry.
Well, let me ask you this. So hold on. Did they give you party to a crime, manslaughter?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So what did the judge give you then? Because you said years. I knew a guy that got 5 in and 5 out for giving a needle.
12 in, and 8 on probation.
Wow.
Would the guy did it involve heroin?
Yeah, it was. Unfortunately, it was heroin laced with fentanyl.
But were you the one that? I'm sure you didn't know that the fentanyl was in the heroin. But was
absolutely
it
did not.
Yeah, so I'm saying okay. Having said that, so you ended up selling the guy heroin, or is that how that worked out, or were you the middleman and you just were because I hear people that even if you say this, you're the middleman, you're well, I know of somebody. Mm-hmm. You don't even have to be the one that sold the heroin. You just basically led the person to the guy that sold the heroin, and you get wrapped up in the party to a crime.
John Boy over here sells. Let's go to John Boy's house, and because you gave him the recommendation, you're party to it too.
Is that kind of how was that your involvement, where you know what I'm saying, you really didn't touch it, but you know what I'm saying?
That's kind of what it is. Somebody asked me a favor just to drop it off, so I had done the favor for him, and once the unfortunate aspect of the man passing away, one thing led to another, and they kind of brought my name into the situation. And once I heard what happened, I fully took responsibility, told them what I did, because all of our names were already in the mix of it, so I wasn't going to try to dodge any of this. I wasn't going to try to.
So you were so you told the guy, you're yeah, I was delivering this heroin.
Yes, absolutely.
And don't worry, man, we're not beating you up about it now. I know some guys the guy with the you don't know about this, Mike. But the guy that when I was there was a guy and he gave a needle, right? I don't, maybe he knew the lady was going to use heroin. And just because he gave her a needle, the judge gave him manslaughter. Well, the prosecutor gave him manslaughter. The judge gave him 5 in and 5 out. I mean,
you could just be in the car while somebody is committing a crime. And okay, so somebody commits a crime and they're driving around and you're all fucked up and they pick you up and you get a ride on the fly and you get dropped off and you never knew shit, but because you were in that car and you were during that time frame, you're part of it too.
I know a guy. I know a guy that went to trial too because of that. His friend said, "Hey, stop right here. I'll be right back." He went to a house. He came back in the car, drove off. And then he come to find out his friend went into a house and killed some people. And then he ended up getting charged with murder prior to a crime.
Oh, man.
Dude, that prior to a crime stuff? Dude,
that's a crazy story.
That actually happens to a lot of young guys. That actually happens to a lot of young guys, that scenario right there.
But I'm sure, we're sure that you've heard all kinds of war stories in there, man. They call them war stories, whatever. But, here's some strange stuff.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
You would think they'd be like, but it's true because I met these people. I met these people when I was where I was at, and that's what these people talk about. I knew a guy that the judge, he knew a guy that killed he killed somebody or whatever. He was present, but he wasn't with the guy. He just knew the guy that shot somebody else, right? So he's out in public, and he got hauled in for a prior to a crime murder, but because he didn't tell the guy's name, the dude said, because I didn't say who did it, who committed the murder, right? He's like, I just so happened to be like going to the store when that happened. The judge, when the jury came back and said that I was guilty, the judge said, I'm gonna find you guilty by association because of the street code or whatever. I mean, I met that guy too. I spoke to this, this guy admitted to this same guy that I'm talking about too. I mean, he said, look, when I was younger, I killed 2 people. I went to trial and I was found not guilty. I didn't commit this murder, but here I am now. And he's like, so it's like, I don't believe in karma, but, I believe in what you reap, what you sow. But having said that, I've heard some.
The needle store is interesting because you can go to the depot and get clean needles to use, so you're not passing on needles that are infected. So why wouldn't a depot like that be a party to the crime? And if another gentleman hands a woman a needle and she goes down and he gets in trouble for that too.
And because
it doesn't make any sense.
And because you said that, that's exactly what went through my mind. I believe it was yesterday when I thought about that guy. I was like, man, you got. They
have vending machines of needles.
Why aren't they charging these companies then with prior to a crime, manslaughter?
Because our tax dollars are already paying for that. No, the tax dollars have to pay for a criminal charge.
Man, I mean, holy shit! In prison, man.
We're fucking rich in America.
They're giving needles out. They're giving them out on the streets. So people use clean needles.
They want
It's prison for
They want
profits,
you all drugged
man.
up. They want you. They want whatever they can get.
Look,
Someone fucked up. They ain't knowing nothing.
And that new trank drug that's out there too.
Wow,
that shit.
They should call that shit suspended animation.
They're not even walking in slow motion. They're just slumped over.
Yes.
And you know what? This is crazy. I'm not going to go on my rant again that I was earlier. But it puts your mind to sleep.
Let's hop on that train.
And it leaves the rest of your body okay, like your internal organs.
I apologize, brother. Your name again? What was your name again?
William.
All right. I apologize for that. It's just usually like guys they'll get set up before they go on the show, and then we put up a photo of them and their DOC number, that kind of thing, and like a means for people to contact them. Whether it be a pen pal or whatnot, but like William, like I mean it like it's like prison for profits. Like they scrounge up reasons to charge a person with a crime,
of course,
just to get that conviction, and then to house them in prison and open up these jobs. There's like no mercy. There's no leniency. Well, somebody can say, well, I could have got this much time, and the judge only gave me this. Okay, fine, but there's like. They're so worried about a conviction, man. Like I remember sitting in that county. I was sitting in this county jail for 5.5 months.
All calls other than properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded.
I sat in the county jail for like 5.5 months, and until they wouldn't let it go unless I took a plea, and I pled no contest. I had to take a no contest plea, man, for a battery. But I sat there for 5.5 months, man. Like the person that said I hit them, they recanted their statement. None of that mattered. They just wanted to drag the issue.
They'll give you 6 different charges and make you plead to 1 or 2 because
Yeah,
the other
that's
ones
what
are
I want to hear.
ridiculous.
You know, sadly enough, that's what I want to hear because that's what it is. Like Trump, for instance, they go ahead. You know, I don't want to be political. I'm sure you might not want, but I'm just saying. You look at like that's a good example. You got 37 indictments to take a plea for at least one of them to justify.
Yeah, of course, they keep.
But they just looked at this guy already. I already looked at him already like before and did a big old huge court thing and looked at everything about him, and he came out squeaky, whatever, clean, I guess. But now all of a sudden he's got more stuff. Well, how did he do more stuff when they just checked him just a moment ago? This guy is a criminal mastermind. I'm telling you, this guy is one of the greatest criminals I ever seen. They should have a book.
His gangster name is Teflon Don.
Yes, dude, it is. It bounced
That's
right
his
off that ass.
mobster name for sure.
Well, it's the unbelievable power of the social media. There's people that have voices now that never had voices. People that sat in their homes, live in rural areas that never spoke up, but now there's somebody. Now they can voice their opinion, and you add all those up by tens and thousands and millions of people. Now that's a force, that's a power, and he utilizes that like a weapon, and it's effective. It's unbelievably effective.
Yeah, a lot of people, we've got sick of it, so we decided we're going to do something about it. We're going to create some awareness. We're going to talk to people about different things and stuff. See how they feel about it. What's going on?
There's one thing I'd like to say about Richard Harrison. The type of individual this is, society is less of a people without him in it. He doesn't deserve to be in here. He is one of those men that he needs to be out there and passing on the positivity that he is.
You know,
that he just walks around with.
I don't know how much of Richard's story you know about, but you know when I hear a guy talk about that he had one conviction overturned, to me that's like a Sasquatch sighting. You know, it's like legendary. It's like when I hear somebody say, "Oh, I had the charges dropped," it's like what? Like to me, it's mythical. It's unicorns. So when I hear somebody tell me that they had 8 out of 9 charges overturned after they were convicted and sitting in prison for, and he only got 1 left. That's like, man, you must have seen a whole family of Sasquatch. Like, dude, it's like,
I see a spiritual journey in it because now he has to fight and use every single tool in his arsenal, in his spirit, in his psyche, in his intuition to free himself, and that'll be his ultimate test in the end.
And then he's writing a book.
That's the person he is.
And he's writing a book in there too, William. Like he wrote a book, man. He's got somebody that's interested in publishing his book. He's told us about I don't know if it was Nightline or Dateline was interested in doing a story about him. The guy's been sitting in the lower courts for 6 years. I mean, come on, man. And then he talks about the amount of envelopes that he sends, the amount of letters he writes a week. Now, even if it's not 30, let's say, right? Let's say if it's just 10, man, you're talking about 40 a month. You're talking about hundreds a year. And he's writing to new people.
It's an exhaustible energy source because you're fighting for your life and your freedom and your existence. He'll make it. I see him making it. He's gonna be one of those gentlemen that you see walks out of there and just stares at the sky with a smile and starts crying.
Yeah, his day will come.
I hope it comes.
Really believe so.
Yeah, for sure. I hope he's been there for
I want to thank all of you guys.
Long enough.
I'd like to thank all you guys for what you're doing. What you guys are doing is just passing positivity out there for a lot of people, and it's a great thing. So you guys should be proud of yourselves as well.
Hey, thanks.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it.
All right. Well, you guys have a good night, and thanks for giving me a voice.
Well, if you ever want, you want a voice again in the future, you got the number, man. You know the time to call, and we'll hear from you then, man. Have a good night.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You'll hear from me again. I promise you.
All right, good stuff. Thank you very much for the call.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you again.
No problem, Will. Good night.
Good night.
He got 12 years for that.
That's
generally, you know.
There's so much weird shit you could get in trouble.
Never disclose that we're sitting in an apartment and we're in a building. We got paper going. The presses are hot. No. This isn't small time. This is big time to them.
Yeah.
And to us, you know, people like
We're in a studio.
We're like con men.
We're in the studio. Yeah.
We're in the studio. Yeah. Hold on. Thank you. Thank you. That was my assistant.
Do you want to hear the God's honest truth?
Sure.
The most people that are successful that are not hooked up with like NBC and all the like the media like that. They're people. They're people in their kitchen with a laptop.
Hello,
They don't
you
need
have
a
a prepaid
studio.
call from
They don't need $1 million funding.
Richard Harris.
an
just gave out
inmate
more
at
of our
Oshkosh
secret,
Correctional
talking about
Institution.
laptop.
Your
Ew.
account balance is
That's the best part.
$9.
Are you gonna say
And
microphone?
if all calls other than properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded.
What?
Message 12011555540. Thank you for using IC Solutions. You may begin speaking now.
Yeah, thank you. We're stealing a penny from us.
All right.
Hey.
How's it going, buddy?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Yeah, we just got a call from Will for you, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's a pretty good guy. He had asked me what I was doing. I said, oh, it's a podcast. These guys are the people that really care about trying to, make a difference and everything. He was like, a podcast? I was like, yeah. He was like, well, what? I said, well, here's the number, man. Call them and air out anything you want to say. And he was just like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, they're good people.
Yeah, I could just talk about anything you want.
Yeah,
he's a skeptic, and he just got out the phone and goes, oh, guys are so cool. Oh, just like, oh, it's funny. You got to put a smile on my face.
That's good. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like he was saying that positivity. I mean, it's just a little bit. It's just a mustard
Yeah,
seed.
he's an extremely intelligent guy. He's one of the few people I talk to here.
That's actually how he said he started off talking to you. It was a philosophical conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, he said something. I said, sometimes people don't clearly articulate what you're trying to say, so nobody knows what you're saying. And I was saying this about another person. And he just kind of looked over him, and he was like, well, that was a clearly put statement. I'm like, well, yeah, how else would you say it? And he was like, oh, well, all right then. So, yeah, I wanted to call back, and like again, say thank you to you guys, Richard, Mindy, and I don't know everybody's name there, so everybody there, and I just wanted you guys to understand that it means a lot to me when you guys say you're trying to get my word out there.
Well, we got a Mike and a Michelle, so kind of consider it. You could think of it like Hansel and Gretel.
Oh, Mike and Michelle. Okay, well, thank you, Mike and Michelle, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Mike, Michelle, Rich, and Ken.
Oh.
So what's been new? What when it comes to the news, man? What you want to talk about, man? You been checking out the news at all this week?
He's bumping his gums.
Well, no, I've actually left my TV off for the most part for the last week. I've been working on the motion that I told you I said I was going to get done, and it's almost done. The problem that I foresee with the whole thing on the motion 70, it's the bill 70 for the jail time credit and everything, is that it's full of loopholes because Tony Evers signed this thing in the bill and he said, listen, it's up to the Department of Corrections to give you this credit. But if you take a program, they can just give you credit. But the law is clear and the Department of Corrections is clear. They can't give you any kind of credit towards your sentence without a court order detailing how much time you're to receive. So I'm not really sure why he did it this way. So like I said, I filed 3 so far, and I'm waiting for other people to see kind of where that goes. And I'm doing the most of you guys, so that way when you guys get it, you'll be like, oh, okay. And I use both the Bill 70 and the 973.155 jail time credit, but I used it also as the change in law status. And I thought that was probably the only way that a judge would even look at it, because technically it is a change in law. Technically, he's saying in there that you are supposed to have the credit for the time you're released on probation to the point where you are allegedly violated, and that's supposed to be given to you. But what he's not doing is really giving you any legal status. I think he's waiting for everybody to punch it out to kind of see what judge gives it, why they think it's right, what judge says no, or if they grant it and the district attorney appeals it saying, I don't like this law, and then it all goes away. I think it's an extremely vague situation, even at best. Actually, I think it's an asinine thing that he did. Let me just say that. I'm sorry. But, yeah, just what he did was just the craziest shit ever. Sorry.
Well,
please don't take offense to that.
No,
you know, I just think that when he did it wrong.
There is a guy that is interested in because like when we receive it, we're gonna end up making copies. We're gonna make copies and send it to guys that are in prison. And hopefully,
yes, and I wholeheartedly want people to have it. I just think that when they see it, they're gonna be like, oh, because anybody who knows about the prison system knows that the prison system, Department of Corrections, will not issue any time for your jail time credit without a court order. That's just the way it is. And the way the bill is written, not my motion, but the bill itself under Bill 70, Tony Evers, literally says the Department of Corrections will automatically give this to you. But then he says kind of contradictorily afterwards, well, if you take this program and then they'll take some time off, you know. But what does that time off have to do with anything? We're talking about credit that you
dude, what's the program? What is even the program?
Well, the way he puts it is like it's an anger management, AODA for drinking,
so you could
or
be
anything they give you.
That to me, that sounds like the never-ending story because you say, "Oh, I did the AODA," and then they'd be like, "Well, no, it was actually supposed to be," and then they'd be like, "Oh, you know what? We found out now it's cognitive thinking. Oh, we made another mistake," and you open up these jobs for these counselors that really they really don't contribute to society. They're not electricians, they're not plumbers, they're not construction workers. Right. They're actually like the kind of people that when it comes to COVID, they shouldn't be exactly non-essential workers.
Well, ironically that you say that, thinking for a change. So when I first came here, I've done CDIP 1 and 2, which is thinking for change. They just changed the name. That's literally all they did. And when I got here, I had all my certificates, and they called me over to this building, and they said, hey, we would like for you to take this. And I said, take what? And they were like, thinking for a change. I said, well, I've already done that. And they were like, no, you haven't, not according to our computers. Thankfully, me, you know, I got all my files and my certificates, so I walked right over to her. There you go. I said, what time would you, I had 4 of them. I took it 4 times. I said, what's changed? And she was like, yeah, nothing.
Your grade changed. You got better.
Yeah. Well, I don't understand it. And then she was like, well, where did you get these from? I said, what do you mean? I haven't been released. I took the program since I've been incarcerated. They're like, well, I said, well, they were like, well, you can't refuse it. I'm like, I'm not refusing anything. I'm just thinking this is the most asinine thing. And again, your wording on everything when you take these Thinking for Change program doesn't change. Like, you could have somebody who already did it. You could just copy theirs, and it's done. Well, it doesn't make any sense. You're not even trying. So it becomes just a crazy scenario, and I don't understand it. It's all about money. I think their programs, they realize it's not helping any. So now they're going to try to trick you into taking a program. It doesn't count towards anything.
Just counting you into wasting more of your time.
Gives you
false
hope
don't know.
and you paying for it.
Yeah.
Paying for false hope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm past false hope. I'm just trying to do anything for everybody else. Yeah. I want to give everybody I can the ability to get out of here, and, who knows, like I said, maybe in my next life they'll go, hey, you really got screwed on your last one, so let's, we'll put you in like a boat or something with a nice motor on it, let you tool around, I don't know, some shit,
Or you're going to come back as a cat.
Yeah, hey, listen, as long as I want to be the cat that lives in like a high rise that has air conditioning and everybody pampers me and has all these stupid toys that nobody even knows where they came from. I'll be that cat. I can live with that. Screw it. At this point, because look, that cat, I bet you has one of those automated jitters. You ain't got to worry about 168 people getting in your way. He's running this shit. It turns itself on. You run away. Hey, that's a great life.
Enough toilets for everyone you got.
Yeah. Yeah, just fuck yeah. So you want the catnip out once in a while. That's the life. Here, you're like, hey, you done shit? No, stop. Stop staring at me. What do you mean? Get up, get out of here. The sad thing is, it's so badly true here. Like I said, so the viewers understand, 168 people, no exaggeration, 3 toilets per side.
Yeah. I'm
the
just-
math on that, and please don't nobody have diarrhea. It's over.
Go down and get a whole bunch of X-Lax, eh?
Man,
Dude.
it's bad,
That's
you know.
not
No,
right.
And then don't be the
It's the broccoli
don't
and
be the guy
cheese
who's got
night.
the proper.
Don't fuck
Yeah,
around.
oh my God, yeah, don't.
The broccoli and cheese
Yeah,
night will kill
jalapenos.
anybody, dude.
Oh my God, chili. None of that shit.
All
Yeah.
calls other than properly placed
It's a-
attorney calls
it's a-
may be monitored and recorded.
Like some kind of
Then we got,
salt.
you know, we've got the situation where, you know, proper etiquette, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure everybody out here is gonna agree with me. If not, well, shit, I made another mistake. But I think, you know, on the streets, most people don't run into the bathroom and start talking to each other. Don't really have that situation on the streets. If I'm on the streets and I'm, you know, and I'm in the real world or whatever, and I'm on it, and you come to the bathroom and start talking to me, I'm whipping every item I can at you to get you out of there. And here they all come crowd in here, and they're like, hey man, oh hey, you know, and you got, you know, 14 people where there's 3 stalls, and you're like, what the fuck is going on here? This is not the appropriate place to talk.
Dude, I know what you're talking about, man. Like they congregate, they hang out in the bathroom and
Yeah.
talk. And
Okay,
and can you imagine that
where
you're
in
peeing?
hell
Think of
did that become proper?
I think about it though. Well, it's like your parents walking around. People walk around there with their pants down. If I'm correct, I've seen people that walked around with sagging in there, and
Oh my lord! Yeah.
So, I mean-
this is
They straight up got their dick
Yeah,
in
I
their
mean-
hand, and you guys are just talking like just shooting the shit. And
can you imagine you're standing
yeah,
there? You're a
yeah.
guy.
What's going on, man?
Can you imagine you're a
Get away
guy?
from me! What are you doing?
Can you
Get out of here!
being a guy, you're at the urinal, you're peeing, and you got like 3 guys behind you talking about.
Yeah.
They be like, man, you know
Nothing.
I don't know, I don't want to be an ignorant person. Be like, man, that white hole mine. You know, I was like, oh, come on, man. I don't want to. Like,
Oh, that's
I'm
an
hearing
everyday
about
thing.
it, bro.
Every day I
Dude,
hear this,
women,
and every day
white
I have
women.
to blink.
How I tell you, like, you know, you got these women out there, especially like white women, and they don't
Yeah.
realize that they're like whale sperm in there. Like they're like the bottom of the gutter. They'd be like, man,
Oh my
my
God.
white, and she be sending me all this money, and I hate to put the accent on there and then be like, you know, this is what I'm really trying to talk. But dude, they're
it's real talk. It's real talk. Why hide
But
it?
here's
The
the
bubble
thing,
gum on
though.
the bottom of a
Well,
shoe.
Yeah.
But here's the thing:
Well.
if you're gonna say it, get the fuck out of the bathroom and say that. I mean, you're trying to take a shit. Get out of here. I don't even care. You can go talk about whatever you want. This is a bathroom. Let's get to the bathroom etiquette, please. I mean, let's address this shit. Do you guys congregate in the streets? There's like 20 people running to a small bathroom in an apartment, and everybody's in it while you're trying to take a shit. Do you feel uncomfortable? No, I've been in prison. This is
Damn.
normal.
Dude,
You gotta
you-
You know?
hurry up and take
No,
that
this
shit.
is not right.
You'll have women, you have just women in general, man, and they're sending guys money in there, and those guys are taking that money, and they're just blowing it.
Nothing
They'll
with it.
gamble it away, or you know,
yeah.
they'll lose on the spade table, or they'll play dice,
Yep.
and all. They'll lose the money, and they're just like they don't care about them chicks, and then they go and they call another chick while they're in there, and these women, it's like you're that lonely, like you could find a guy out here, lady. And you're that
Okay.
lonely.
You know what? I
Everybody's
actually have a
saying that
story like
virtual.
that. So I worked
Let's hear
at
it, Mindy. What's the story?
I worked at the safety building downtown here for Milwaukee County building about 15 years ago. And where I worked at, I worked right next to the bail window, although I didn't take care of bail. And I would see multiple women come in and pay bail for the same guy. And they would just start like duking it out right there. And one time I was on the north side because my mother-in-law at the time had breast cancer. So we were getting her wigs, and I had a hard time because somebody had recognized me just sitting there like, I remember you. Hey, you know what? I'm sorry. You accused me of laughing at something. Yeah, I'm probably fucking guilty of it because you did something that made me laugh. I mean, you probably fell. You're busy being stupid in public. It's funny. Don't do shit like that in public if you don't want people to laugh at you. I'm not going to apologize for that shit. It had nothing to do with, with your situation and your multiple baby daddy. I don't even know his fucking name. Thank
It
God.
has to do with your actions. Yeah, right.
Yeah. You made the piss poor decision. Yeah,
Right.
you didn't fact check that guy and his
You got
speech.
women that just spread their legs open, and they have all these kids from all these different guys. It's like, I don't know. I feel like this cold has really got me grumpy, but yeah,
Yeah, you sound real serious. I'm real serious.
No, he's not. Listen, what he's trying to articulate is that the way the world has become doesn't make any sense. The things that people are doing, not just to themselves, and blaming on society and making society pay for their mistakes is incorrect.
They victimize themselves.
Yeah.
And then make everybody
100%.
pay for them being a victim. Yeah. But it's not a victim. It's called your own personal fucking problem.
Yeah.
Correct.
And you couldn't solve it?
No.
No, the taxpayer has to do it for you. But you know, it's just a lot of ignorance, and some of it is like a lot of families just lost focus on the family unit. It just really just does start at home. You need to stick together.
Well,
you need to stick together.
My request
I'm
for
watching all you
the audience that's
motherfuckers.
listening is that anybody who wants to throw money away to somebody, please donate to my GoFundMe, because I am desperately trying to prove my innocence, and that's not a joke. That's actually for real. And any question that you might have, call the Manwich Show. I'm sure they've got all of it. So.
You know, any of you lonely, goofy white chicks that need to throw some money away, here's a guy right here, Richard Harrison.
Here's the crazy thing. Yeah. Oh my God, don't do that. I'll end up with a bunch of mail. No, listen, Jesus. I got a bunch of people writing me, like telling me, asking me for money. Like, no, I don't want. No, I'm not gonna send you money. Wait a minute. You're like, oh, you were on the Manwich Show. So what?
Yeah.
God.
You can get on the phone and just be like, hey, baby, you know, what I'm saying, what's your story? Morning glory, you know.
See, and that's how lame I am. I can't even do that. Like, I get on the phone and be like, what are you about? No, hey, look, you should probably go back to school and get an education because, you know, you don't spell South with 2 T's. You know, that's not how it works.
And they'd be like, what? You don't want to take my money from me? Get off. I don't want to talk to you no more. You ain't worth my time.
Here's the crazy. I don't. Like, I've had people who have, you know, women that I've met over, you know, my 14 years, and they're like, well, do you need anything? I'm like, no, I'm good. You sound like you're struggling out there, you know, anyway. So I'm just like, no, I can say anything. No, I'm good. Because I don't want that on my conscience, and that's the truth. And people saying, well, he's full of shit, he's lying. I just don't want it on my conscience. I don't want for that child to go hungry because of me. I'm not that guy.
Yeah,
I'm
like
not
in a weird sense, it's blood money after a certain point when you're taking it dishonestly.
If I was in there,
you would have took every
I would
red
take
cent.
that money. I would say, hey,
you got a new car.
I know what Richard would have done. Richard would have been like, yeah, I got new shoes.
And reported.
Hey, sugar mama. You know?
Like I would have said, don't give me them Reeboks. You give me them Nikes.
Yeah, right.
I want
Give me the other one.
I want the overpriced by $50 Under Armour shoes like they were at one time. The Under Armour shoes were at $100.
That are a defect. That are defected to begin with.
The Under Armour shoes at one time they were at $120 some dollars, and then I guess there's a law where they can't sell shoes over $100 in there. There's something about that. Like I don't say law, there's a statute or whatever, some kind of rule.
Yeah.
And
they do everything's $350 now. It's like $75 or something like that for the shoes, but it doesn't matter. The shoe's like a $10 shoe. It's defected. A week later, the whole sole falls off of it. You're like, you gotta wait a year to get another pair.
If you're not getting Nike, man, you're getting or New Balance, you're getting taken for a ride.
You ain't even lying. So
the Reeboks, they pinch your toes, man. I was getting a callus on my pinky toe knuckle, and it was rubbing, it was hurting. I was stuck with these shoes, and then I seen guys that had the and ones, and they're falling apart, man, and they're like getting glue and all kinds of.
Everybody's fall apart.
Sewing their shoes together. Guys
sew
their shoes. They sew their shoes together in there.
Wow.
Yeah. No. Matter of fact, I just did that for somebody to try to help them out. That's the craziest shit you ever said. I literally 2 days ago just sewed the whole side of a guy's shoe to him together because he didn't have no money, and that's the only thing I could think to do.
See, it's the Lord. I'm prophesying. It's like that's how it is, though, man. It's like, and then
I was like, man, I don't know what to do right here, huh?
You know, like they just all those brands. I mean, maybe Adidas is all right. You know, like I never had a pair of Adidas. I didn't have a pair of New Balance. I thought about getting New Balance because I said, you know what, I want to shoot for performance.
Buster Brown.
I want to shoot for performance.
You want a high performance shoe?
He wants some dusters.
I wanted because I played basketball, so I was like, I want to get some shoes that
and dunks are expensive.
You want a shoe that performs.
Yeah.
I simply want to have 1 minute alone in the bathroom so I could take a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference in people.
Well, dude, you had
know?
guys where I was at.
A nice pair of fitting shoes to a nice fitting toilet.
You have to get the good shoes so you can run there fast and they won't fall apart on the way there.
You know.
Well, there was where I was at. You'd had guys that took those plastic chairs and they would put it on the door of the stall so that people wouldn't look in.
We don't have sculpture.
What do you?
Oh, I didn't tell you that, did I?
You guys, what? Dude, you guys got
Oh, wait.
toilets?
Wait. No, okay. So I
Whoa,
thought,
wait a minute.
Okay.
Yo, hold on.
There's no toilet.
Let me. I apologize, but I've been in a situation like that.
1 minute remaining.
You're saying
1 minute.
You're saying that there's no door, there's no walls. You're just like line of toilets and people poop on them.
There's no stall.
There's no stall.
There's three, and there's a little plastic tarp in front of you that's about the size up to the top of your chest. That's it.
What do you think about taking a shower, eh?
Dude,
The shower's got a little bit of privacy, but yeah, that's right there.
I mean, that's kind of like.
There's a minute left. I want to let you guys know, each and every one of you guys, God bless each of you. You guys always pray for me, so tonight I'm gonna pray for all four of you guys, and I want everybody to know on this that's listening. Even if you don't want to help me, help somebody else that deserves it. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at it. So thank you guys.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I'm ready for this prayer, man. I took my hat off and everything, bro. I was ready to do
God bless you guys. Okay, the phone's gonna hang up, man.
All right, God bless you too, brother, man. Call us next week.
Right.
Hey, I'm gonna send you an email about that because it's gonna be a 2-hour show next week from 7 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll send you the email.
You.
I'll send you an email, Rich.
Yeah. They let go. No. But everybody take their headphones off. Oh yeah. Break. You wanna go to a break real quick?
No, well, I'm gonna stay here.
You stay here. What are you gonna talk about? I'll stay with you. What are you gonna talk about? I'll talk about it.
You talk about that chick, that one that she got another abortion. She's celebrating the abortion. She died. That lady.
Yeah. So
talk about that right now. Then you gotta talk about it. Be smoking
Yeah.
cigarette. We got 20 minutes left on.
Yeah,
Talk
we got
about.
20 minutes. You can last the last.
I would
20
really
minutes
talk
hanging out.
about
Hang out here with
that
us.
show, Sound of Freedom. That is a.
Oh yeah.
Boy, that show.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, and the
was heavy
person
duty.
that went through there, he could have got killed, eh?
Yeah, the guy, man, how
it
went down the story, dude, and how, dude, the dangers.
So
freaking
don't
real,
don't
dude. I know I
ruin it
wanna
for
say-
anybody.
I know, but I'm just saying that's all I was gonna say.
Some
The
people
danger's
don't
real.
know what that movie's about. So
Oh.
tell me, what is that movie about?
About kids that are being snatched off the streets and. gone
So it's
into
about child
sex-
abduction.
Yeah,
sex slavery, the slavery. Work for somebody, like in a cocoa field.
I do have to ask: Did any time during the film did it actually talk about? Right now, there's more people in slavery right now than there ever has been in history
Yes.
before.
He said that.
Did they say
yeah.
that?
He said
That's
that,
good.
yeah.
More people need to know because they think slavery is like whips and chains, and that stuff. But that's not all slavery is about.
No.
It comes in different flavors for real. It really does. Some of it's just a mental control.
Well, you figure there's thousands and thousands of say out there, 100,000 kids being stolen a year, and nobody knows where these kids are. They don't
Hello,
know
you
if
have a
they're
prepaid
alive or
call
dead.
from
That's
David.
an inmate at Racine Correctional Institution. Your account balance is $8, and all calls other than properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded. Message 12011555540. Thank you for using IC Solutions. You may begin speaking now.
Hello, David. Welcome to the Manwich Show.
Yeah, welcome back.
Yes. Hey, hi. Like I was saying before, it got cut off. That lady was saying that we can do everything but go bathroom. Well, just for an instance, for an example, me and my mom's on my chaperone list. We went over to I got a approved transfer. What do you call that? Travel pass. I got that approved, but in there it said when I went over to that wedding, someone had to go in the bathroom with me. No one could keep. I always had to have eyes on me. Like, what am I? Am I 10 or am I 49? And that was 4 or 5 years ago. So it's like, you can't have both ways. If we're adolescents, give me $2,000 or $3,000 a month. I'll sit at home in front of the TV, and you don't have to worry about me. It's like I was saying the other night. They were what do you call it, exiled from society, and they want us to be just like hermits. It's ridiculous. You guys can't have both ways. You want us to work and pay taxes, keep our bills paid, but yet, you don't want us around. So which is it?
Dude, they don't want you guys to do anything. When it comes down to it, it's a facade. It's a false reality of freedom.
Yep, I'm telling you that false hope shit, dude.
It's a lie.
And you're paying for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all lies. You pay this $300 polygraph fee. And the thing is, the polygraph fee is set up through Hanger. It used to be an independent guy, but now it's hired through Hanger Enterprises. So if you work for me, I want 30 guys to fail. The guys I give you with the next on them, you better fail them, or I'll find with somebody who will. So that Hanger Enterprises is evil, and they don't help people to stay in society. And I tried to go over to Gateway. Gateway has the same program that they want to do on the street, and they're more geared to try to keep people in the community. That's what a therapist should do. But that Dina Faust who works for Hanger Enterprises, and anyone who works for Hanger Enterprises are evil. They want us all to come back to prison. No, you should be grateful you were out for 6 years and 2 months and 3 days. You should be grateful. Now we got to restart the clock, and you get to do your whole 10 years over. We're never going to get off paper because that's what you want. So
yeah, they don't. What it comes down to is they don't want you guys. They don't want to see you guys without some form of monitoring that's above the registration, sex offender registration. That's what it comes down to. They don't want to see you guys. They always want somebody to pry into, to be in your life, to tell you, to monitor you personally and dictate. They don't want. So in other words, so let's say like a person that's in your situation, right, that has no probation, and they can freely go ahead and do stuff in life. They don't want that. They don't want because they want to instill a fear that that person. There's the high probability that person's up to no good, and so now society is at danger.
Yeah, and 85 to 90% of us don't reoffend, but that's why they couldn't get us in anything else. And like I was saying before, that's why they kept coming back with this. A lot of the things that I heard on the polygraph, they had child porn, but only a couple of them had court dates. My DOC number is 490-552, so if anyone wants to look me up, they can go ahead and do it, because if I had child porn, it's a minimum of 3 years, and if you got enough of it, after you do state time, then you got to go sit the federal joint. And it's absurd. You force me into these dating sites. You force me into a fucking hookup to pay money for, and I didn't go through with it. And then you want to penalize me for 20 months and 5 days. But yeah, when we go to you with a grown woman with the three things, she has to be of age, she has to know the crime, and then she has to have all her faculties. And then the first thing they do is
another thing too, though, they're like, you have to. They're like, people have to know, like, if you guys meet a friend, for instance, they insist that you tell the friend that you're a sex offender and that you've been to prison. Dude, that's nobody's business but your own. Now, and somebody could be like, you know what, I disagree. You could disagree all you want, but all you know, sir, is that what it is to be an American. You don't know what it means to be an American. To be an American is to have freedom. It means that if you make a mistake, that you could recover, you could bounce back. All right, you need all this perpetual in your face about it, and then like you got to tell people, like, in order to make a friend, or you got this person's supposed to know about. No, I want to know about your life. Then I want to know about all the stuff that you did that you keep to yourself.
Yeah, tell me your secrets too. But tell me your secrets that you haven't got caught for yet.
And then you gotta tell some chick, you gotta tell a chick to be a guy, like you gotta tell a chick whatever, No, I mean, you know what? That's like a lady. They're telling a lady, okay, like a lady telling you all the different guys, how many times she's been with men and all the size penises and how many penises she's had at once. It's like the guy that's dating you don't want to know that, and the chick, it's like it's meant to humiliate. It's really meant to humiliate. And then they're like, they'll say, oh no, it's not, we're not, but that's what it is. You're humiliating a person. Are we almost there yet?
And that CCAP was meant to put everybody else's business out there. They keep saying that's not what it's meant for. The hell it ain't. You develop CCAP to put everybody out there, but yet you don't want to have, like the lady was saying, you don't want to have anyone know anything you are doing. And then if they know your faults and your shortcomings, then you can't have that because yours is worse than mine. Well, mistakes are mistakes. But like you said, if you can't bounce back or recover, get up, rebuild your life, they never want us to put our life back together. They just didn't want to do it. It's ridiculous.
That's what I meant by a facade. It's just a facade, man. It's an illusion of freedom. And really, it's like, dude, like, they won't even let you. I bet you they wouldn't even let you leave the country if you want to. Like, if you wanted to go to like Germany, I've heard that in Germany, like you could go to Germany and seek, or like you can go to Israel and you could seek some kind of like asylum or something. And it's like they don't want you to even leave the country. They want to keep you in this country so they can keep making money off of the sex offender registry. And make money in the prison system by finding a new way to put you back in prison or back in a jail. Like if you don't pay that registry, they'll give you a felony charge. Dude, it's crazy, man.
By a certain date,
if you're homeless,
you don't pay it by a certain date, you're going in.
I've heard that if you're homeless and you don't tell them exactly where you've been, what park bench you've been sleeping on, that they'll give you a new charge and they'll give you a new charge. Well, now you get you a new charge. You could be off supervision, but now you got a probation officer again, and that probation officer is going to say, "You got to tell me everybody that you're dating." Now you're on a form of supervision where you're a sex offender of supervision again. It's like you're not even. You could be on probation for something else. You could be on probation for Grand Theft Auto, but because society has labeled you a sex offender, and somebody can say, "No, you labeled yourself." No. Somebody in that situation, they're not walking around saying, I'm a sex offender. They're saying, I'm a human being. Oops, I made a mistake. Whatever. Okay, it happened, but here, I'm still around. I got an opportunity to amend that. You know, I'm doing something. I'm paying taxes or something, you know?
Right, yeah, you're paying taxes.
By living right. Even just by living right.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I had a job at Cummings for that was a 500 company putting filters together. They're worldwide. I got fired because of my past, something that happened over 15 years ago, because they had a 100-year anniversary and there were 6 of us working there, and they found a way to get rid of us. And then I went up to work for Nestle Pizza Division, and then they screwed around and put this polygraph out there, and like I said, if I had it, and then they always say in the news, child porn, child porn. They're investigating for child porn. And I was sitting in there for 2.5 weeks. Everything was fine. And then they said, oh no, we can't work with it anymore. So even on the news, like I was saying, if you know, there's probably about 8 or 10% that can't rehabilitate themselves and stay away from the young ones. But the rest of us that are trying to do it right, they just throw us all in the same bullshit. So what's the matter?
Dave,
that's what you do. You're wrong.
Dave, now we want you to stay on until they close the day room there. But just so you know, we're gonna give you a heads up. Next week we're gonna be doing just 2-hour episodes from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. We're gonna do that for the whole month of August. Okay? Mm-hmm. But awesome. We do want you to call. But we do definitely.
Calls other than properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded.
We do want you to call in again next week, and if you want, brother man, you can call every week, every weekend that we go live. You can call. And I would have just sent you the email until you hook up the email to where we'll send you. We'll send you like like some kind of like a letterhead in the event of like something like this arises. But that's why I'm telling you now, so you got a heads up.
Right. You got a pen and pad? I can give you my name and mailing address. You can send it in the mail, and then, like I said, I'm gonna work with you in a minute to get that unlocked.
Well, I already got it. Yeah, we got that. We got that already.
Oh, okay.
We got that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, to send it through the mail, nothing else. And I should. Well, and another example is I was trying to take a tape test here.
Yeah.
To get in the CNC because I was going to go back to work in manufacturing. That trailer's all set up for manufacturing and tool and die stuff, and I needed to take a math test and some other stuff. And I sent a request down there to get the information. It took them 59 days before they found my request and sent it back. Well, the tape test is done and over with now. So I wrote on there and says, why do you even bother sending it back? If you can't send it back in 2 or 3 days, it's ridiculous. It takes a week. It takes a week to get the mail from here to us. And if we mail anything to you guys, 4 days it's out. And it takes 3 weeks because you got to go through all this other, stupid shit. It's just anything to keep us down.
Dave,
keep saying you want us to have...
Dave, we know that you are. We know you got a chip on your shoulder because, like your photo, for instance, like your photo, like where you're at right now, like we could see your photo, and dude, you're like, any event that anybody wanted to write to you, and you can look at the expression on your face, and you are definitely not a happy camper. Like, and you got every right not to be. You got every right not to be. Because you got people that are sitting in prison right now because they failed a that sat in prison because they failed a polygraph test and they were convicted of a crime, and then later on they were exonerated because they didn't commit the crime. So polygraph tests aren't 100% accurate, and yet they're looking for every mean. They're looking for every avenue possible.
Keep us down.
You're not supposed to use the polygraph test for conviction.
But in this case, they use it for supervision as a mechanism to reincarcerate. Let's say no, they're not. But they are. That's what they're doing. They're using something that's not 100% accurate, and it's only 60%. Everybody's not doing it. Like you got people that committed murder that are walking around. They're not on the registry. You got people that commit murder and they're on supervision and they're not taking polygraph tests. They could be they could be serial killers.
They fucking killed somebody.
They could be serial killers right now, running around. Yeah, and they're on supervision and
you
got child abuse is really bad.
You got people committing child abuse and they're not on a registry.
Worse
and
than
they're
the registry thing would do.
Where's the registry for child abuse?
Yeah, I mean it's really bad. Put a little kid in a cage.
How about drug dealers? How about drug dealers that have destroyed homes?
Yeah,
destroyed entire homes and put people. Now, granted, the people bought drugs themselves.
Families.
Exactly.
Entire families.
Yeah, like I was saying, either put us all on there or don't put any of us on there.
If that's the case, they might as well make life offender registry. They might as well make drug offender registry. They might as well make abuse offender registry.
Well, they should. Everybody has a felony. They should have a registry.
YouTube offender registry.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
They pretty much have it already. It's called censorship.
Censorship.
Yep.
Right. Like I said, if I was able to date, I wouldn't be in here because that's why I was on those websites. So that's the reason why I was on those websites. Well, they're just call day room. I gotta go, guys. I'll call you next week. Okay?
Well, I'll tell you what. Hey, how about you sign off for this? We're gonna shut down. We're gonna close off the show right now. So.
Yeah. This is Michelle.
All right.
This is Ken.
This is Mike.
This is Rich.
And this is the Manwich Show.
All right, Dave. Have a good one, brother.
Yeah.
All right.
See you guys next week.
Talk to you later.
That is that's a diary of an angry white man.
I know that. They on there because that site was on there. Come on, dude. Oh, Mama was
I just gotta say that just because you're old don't mean you don't want pussy. Everybody wants it.
The computer made him do that because it was on that site. That made him do that.
No, he's saying. Wow.
But he still went on it.
He went on a dating. Yeah, but they're punishing him for dating. They're punishing him for dating an adult woman, or they're punishing him for dating,
Yeah, I know. That you should be.
He should be allowed to date. He should be able to. If he wants to see a woman, he should be allowed to see a woman.
Yeah, but I think he's got some other.
Well, go look him up, detective. I'm saying go. I would look him up then.
I mean, he's done wrong. That's why he's back in prison. That's it.
He said he failed a polygraph test. Well, talking to Mike then. If you're gonna talk, stand up when you pee. All right, that's it. We're out.
Stand up.
Wait a minute. I think I'm seeing something too. It's like.
baby.